Hello there everyone and welcome back to more Total War Warhammer multiplayer. It is time to mix things up as I kind of been neglecting this one army for a while. Out of my 5 that I do want to kind of focus on for the time being, and that is the Skaven. More importantly, not just the ranged Skaven, but more. What I want to spend some time with is more of a rush, kind of aggressive type of Skaven. If such an army is actually a valid strategy or not. At least for being super, at least, I don't know what I'm trying to say. That at least is meta, that at least is competitive is what I'm trying to say. And as I am kind of lacking the Twisted and Twilight DLC, that might realistically not be possible, but I did retweak this a tiny bit, and in all honesty, there are a few things I already don't like about it, but we'll try and fix it as we go, if I can somehow learn where I'm lacking. For this is the new iteration of my army with Queek. I can always downgrade to a regular warlord if necessary. And I'll have to take a look at Trench and maybe the other ones, Lord Skrulk even maybe. If that one, at least that way that'll save me some cash towards not having a Plague Priest, which could be useful here. He just doesn't have a lot of armor, which can be a bit problematic. And honestly, I kind of like Queek or just a regular combat lord in this type of army. It will be a matter of time though, as I said, to see if I stick with that or not. But this is the current iteration, a lot of fodder, a little bit of heavy hitters, especially my Deathglow Bombardiers, my 2 Regiment of Renown, which one, of course, is going to be sticking with Queek, and the other one's going to try and help do some serious damage to some heavier elite troops, and with the immune to psychology trait, hopefully help keep my line in order for a little bit longer. As I'm definitely going to have a lot of troops in the way, kind of tying things up, and I really do need to spend some time to learn how to take advantage of these Doomflayers. And even then, if I downgrade them to Rat Ogres, that is still an option for me. But this is what I currently have here. I don't think I made any tweaks with the ranged army, outside of just spend my points and just put a little bit of theory crafting on how do I rearrange this for different type of matchups. As Jezzails, I think they're more for sniping at lords and individual units. And they certainly have the range for it. And of course the catapults, if I'm worried that I'm facing off against Bretonnians or something with large creatures, I'm going to want to swap these out for the Warp Lightning. More than likely. But we'll worry about that later. First, let's see if we can get a couple matches in. Maybe a fun 2v2 or 3v3 to start us off. That would be a good way to break in the rust, I suppose. As almost always, these first matches are kind of a little bit rough for me as I try and remember how the army works, and probably more importantly, how to remember how I play this damn game. That is probably likely. But I'm excited to try and play with the rats some more. It's just a matter of simplifying the control, especially with so many slaves and clan rats. I need to control that properly and not get overwhelmed by said control. Especially if I clump them up, that could be really bad in terms of spells and damage potential too. Which is another factor with having such a large number of infantry. They're going to blob up quite a bit. Now we got a match. I'm waiting for it to take us in. But it doesn't look like there's any sign of life. It may have been a false alarm. Yep, false alarm, alas. Unless their game crashed on them. That might have happened. But I was happy with the performance of the Lizardmen to an extent, although I will admit, I kind of forgotten with the Pterodons that they had a rock that they could drop on dang infantry and elite units. Probably more infantry, unless they stayed perfectly still for me like those Grail Knights did, I don't know if that would have made a massive difference, if I'm serious. Either way, it's a question of which army I'm going to bring, and thankfully having two different armies means I can switch out based on what they actually pick. And I'm trying to remember this map. I wanted to say this is a nice big slope, but I'm not seeing it on this display. So is this going to be a nice open field? I'm just wondering how steep are these slopes to really concern myself with. Alright, Empire. They raid up incredibly quickly. Now, do I want to stick with this or not? I probably do. How do I tweak it, if at all? As I have the Rash here to kind of lower their figure down, try and exhaust them some. What about spells? I have Pestilent Breath, I have Vermintide. Blessed with Filth could be good for slowing them down and just clogging up all their pathways. I'm just wondering if I want Pestilent Birth or not. Which I could, but I need the money for is the problem. And that gives me 160. I would have to drop 2 spells for that. Which with Plague Rash, if I start getting rid of the cheaper spells, is probably not needed in all honesty. Oh well. Let's get this going. And see how badly this goes. For I expect the usual, a handful of ranged. I don't know how focused on artillery they're going to be. But it's a good opportunity to maybe try and distract and disrupt their range with my Doomflayers if I can somehow pull it off. Somehow, at that. Oh, so yeah, this has a nice steep slope. I was wondering about that. And it can be a little problematic. Maybe not too terribly much. Actually, let me just pull everyone back. And let's try and be quick about this. Somehow. And I gotta keep in mind I have spears in here to serve as a response to cavalry. Ideally, that's what I want, but yeah, this is a lot steeper than I thought it would be. I was thinking maybe I can get up here relatively quickly, but I don't think I can get up there as fast as I believe, as I'm visualizing. As the height advantage does protect me a little bit from the ranged weaponry, and of course, I get exhausted less too. And Night Runners are just to be annoying. They don't have poison though, is the only downside or problem with them. And Queek, you just hang there and be a nuisance. Oh. Let me move these guys back. Because I'm forgetting the slaves need to try and take some fire or flak. Do I have... Yeah, where's my Skaven slave for up front here? I don't know if I need to worry about spears as much on this side, considering how much I'm deploying over here, but they will help deal with any cavalry for me. Light scabs are good. They're good, and now it's just a matter of the Doomflayers. It's probably not a good idea to group them all together, though, with that said. And it comes down to how do I best control this. Oh, I know something I did wrong, dang it. I apologize for this. This is important because my hotkeys do not work with my mouse until I change my profile, or at least the mouse profile. that was what happened there. It would not accept my mouse 4 and mouse 5 buttons until that profile was set.
Very good, Master. Now move. It shall be done.
What kind? Let's see, lots of pistoliers. I saw I told him not to run, which is annoying.
Skaven slaves. Player.
At least that way they don't exhaust themselves.
March, scurry, yes.
They go 90.
Shriek, shriek. Doom player. Onwards.
We can deal with the Hell Blaster relatively well. It doesn't have
Faster, scurry.
a ridiculous amount of ammo.
Move, move. Now, move. Skitter and leap. Quick, quick. Move, move. March.
But yeah, if it burns all its ammo, that's fine by me.
Hurry. Shriek, shriek. Stampede. Create. Bombardiers. Skitter and leap. Fight, attack. Yes, kill. Doom player. Fight, fight. Quick head taker. At once.
Dang, they're hitting pretty hard for just pistoliers. I thought my armor was supposed to be good.
Our player is yours.
Apparently I was wrong on that fact. I figured with 9 armor they would actually been durable.
Doom player. Skaven, yes.
But they're just getting demolished right now.
Blind scabs.
What the heck is that?
Undying loyalty, master.
It's kind of funny, how are these guys doing so well against me when the one pistolier I used just did absolutely nothing against boys or anything like that? What?
Blind scabs.
Because now these Doom players are just gonna get wrecked by everything. The sad truth of the matter is, and while I did draw some of their fire, but
Skaven, yes. Our tails, yours.
I don't think this is gonna work very well, sadly. My main heavy hitter units are just getting demolished by units that are half their price. I'll have to check the pricing if I'm honest. Just, I really do need to check the pricing.
What? Indeed, yes.
And sadly, this control is going awfully.
We move. Night runners. Council's command.
They burst through half their armor, but I think they already got their money's worth at demolishing 2 of my Doom wheels, sadly. Just with half their ammo as is. Which really sucks. I figured there was a reason why I did not feel optimistic about them, dang it.
At once.
And they're just getting crushed.
Hasten, hurry.
And now I'm forced to just,
Attack, charge.
hopefully, just waste their ammo.
Quick.
Because Hell Blasters are...
Get to the left. Skaven slaves.
Okay, Queek, you go in there.
Faster, scurry. At once. Yes, good.
They have silver bolts too, so we gotta watch them and disrupt them as much as we can.
Attack, charge. Night runners. Die.
They are almost out of ammo except for one of them though, which doesn't really do me much favors.
Agreed. Yes. Rocky jackass.
Now, I wonder who their lord is, if that's Marcus or not.
Very good.
but I am gonna have to get used to this dang clan rats and all that. Okay, we can get them out of there. I don't know what to actually prioritize there, but apparently I have 2 ranged units. These guys need to be protected, because Queek is isolated right now. They're rallying, they're good. I gotta remember my friggin' hotkeys, that's always nice to remember. Now, which one are these? Just Free Company Militia, which I don't know if I should worry about them or not. I don't know how much of a threat they genuinely are. Okay, there's Marcus.
No sneak move. Drag back to that. Quick, unstoppable.
Now let's actually get my units up here, because I'm doing a bad job controlling this. And Queek sadly is in a bad spot being tied up by freaking spearmen.
Quick charge.
Alright.
Move. Whiskers forward.
Get these guys in here to keep burning their ammo. Which might amount to something at some point. Is this army actually... I don't want to jinx it because the bar says I'm getting demolished right now. Let's not predict any possible victory, as it's not likely going to happen. Especially if I don't control this at all. And Queek's likely going to get demolished there. Let's get most of our units here grouped up. As again, I have a... Well, it helps if my box select actually works. Which is annoying. Because I don't want to select all these guys on the right. I'm a... Let's see. Pistoliers are almost out of ammo, but they're still shooting me, alas. Get these spearmen in here. Marcus is just gonna kite me, is he? 43 versus my 40. I need him back over here with Queek. As much as I would like to have him contribute elsewhere. And of course I had to completely cancel my attack order. Yeah, this is just a rout, sadly. My Doomflayers did absolutely nothing. That sucks. Ah, my. They just got demolished by Pistoliers, and I remember using Pistoliers before when I was playing with Empire, and they did not get demolished like that. Jeez. I'm just trying to figure out what the heck I'm supposed to do with those units. As it seemed like there might have been potential of how they were running out of ammo, but there was nothing to be done there for those poor things, which honestly makes me wonder if I should just scrap the Doomflayers and just go more infantry or not. I honestly wonder. because that was a pitiful display. And I don't think they're going to even get to do proper disrupting, could they? Against their backline. I'm probably just not understanding what... Oh god, why is this crash on me? That's twice today, and I'm wondering why that is. I apologize. We're gonna... I'll save that for after, I guess. I don't want to have all this downtime, but dang it. Let me just see how much the Pistoliers were, as they just demolished my Doomflayers like they were nothing. The Doomflayers didn't even get a chance to just draw their fire. All it was 2 salvos and those things were dead. And how much were their Pistoliers? I'm just curious. So 1,000 worth of troops just demolished my Doomflayers in 2 salvos. It honestly makes me wonder if I even should be taking the war machines, or I'm just using them poorly. In which case, how the hell would I protect them with how easily they could get demolished like that? As I thought they had decent armor, for crying out loud. I thought. Yeah, and these things are friggin' weak against armor. I know morale could be an issue there, but geez. I didn't think it would be that severe. Let me have a look at the morale. With that said. 60 morale, that's... And I don't really... I need to figure out what's considered low. Or average. And Queek only has 70, which... I want to believe that's still good enough leadership. But clearly that was terrible use of my Doomflayers, I guess. Which makes me wonder what the heck am I supposed to do with them. As the way I'm visualizing it, as soon as I go after any of their backline, their archers, those Pistoliers will be ready to just jump me immediately. And I don't think that's gonna do me any favors. And we're going up against dwarves, which means Doomflayers could be useful for breaking through their line, but... Oh, this has a massive chasm on one side anyway. I'm assuming this will be on the left or right side of the map for us. Now, what do I need to deal with dwarves? Well, I don't need anti-large. I can downgrade the Skaven slaves a little bit. Only problem is, with siege weaponry and range weaponry, I highly doubt they're going to just waste their ammo on Skaven slaves, though. Which makes me wonder how I can effectively use these slaves besides avoiding getting surrounded, basically. And I almost feel like I don't need the Council Guard for this. They're more anti-large, but I can get a Chieftain to go with Queek, and that'll save me a tiny bit extra cash. You would get a Bone Breaker, though. Again, he's supposed to be helping protect Queek. They are dwarves, so they're resistant against spells, so summoning units and debuffs would be nice. And they have a lot of armor, which I don't think Plague Monks are going to be good in that regard. I think these 3 spells will be alright. Do I keep the Plague Rash, though? As they're likely just going to turtle. I need more anti-armor. Can I get one more Census Bearer? Although I don't have to worry about psychology that much. And this allows me one more Death Globadier. Which hopefully is helpful. Hopefully? Question mark. And now it's just a question, what the hell am I to do with these Doomflayers? Besides trying to break through their line and get at their gunners, maybe with slaves. Is such a feat as possible. Oh, I didn't realize you're anti-large. Not that that's really a bad thing, I guess, but still. I guess the main reason I have you is to just help protect Queek. But we need a new plan with these Doomflayers. That was abysmal. They did nothing to protect my flanks, sadly. Which means I'm supposed to go to their main line and batter them. Hello there, Medoris. How are you doing today there? Hopefully we can have some fortune, some good luck with Skaven. I'm trying to figure out if there's any merit to playing an aggressive type of Skaven, but if only my Doomflayers were not a big, heavy waste of cash, there might have been something there in that match. As the Skaven slaves, I want to argue, were paying for themselves, just wasting their ammo. I want to believe. But Doomflayers got destroyed and routed after like 3 or 4 shots. I'm not very optimistic. Oh, and I should have swapped out the Clan Rat Spear for a regular Clan Rat, with that said. At least I don't need the Spear, though. That's why I should have swapped that out. Hey, let me widen my formation a tiny bit, too. Not that it's really needed. And Clan Rats, you go in the middle. We got 2 Death Globadiers. Again, Doomflayers are a question mark, sadly. My faith in them is rapidly dwindling, and I don't know what to do with them now as a result of that. Census Bears are in. Globadiers are in. I'll just have you in a single group and maybe I can get something. I don't want them to do a wide flank, and I don't think that's a good idea. But maybe I'll draw fire that way, if I'm so lucky. And Plague Monks. I have 2 squads of Plague Monks, don't I? Where do I put them? As this is quite a grand army, I don't have to worry about flanking, so I think I can safely put the Death Globadiers on the side. I don't honestly have to worry about spells too much. I could almost do like Lines of Death, as they dub it, if I really wanted to. Just make sure I'm not like back to back with multiple stacks of troops, to kind of avoid any artillery they might have on me. Otherwise, let's see if I can have some better luck here. It's possible my army is just bad, especially without like wolf rats or anything that can truly be mobile for the role I want. Now, I really do hope these Doomflayers do their friggin' job for once. As we can go after siege weaponry here. They got gyrocopters. Okay, let's just get our unit stacks. Please attack. Yeah, I don't think these things actually can attack air upon realization. Doomflayers are gaining value there. We're not out of it yet. Now I gotta make sure I'm not stacked too much. And I can't see my Doomflayers, which is a bit of a problem. We're gonna have to change camera angle a bit. Oh, I forgot my spells.
Back underground.
Get units in there.
It is done.
Get my chieftain over there.
Quick, quick.
These guys rallied, that's good, but
Yes.
Doomflayers have an opportunity to get on those catapults if I can control this properly though. The trick is I need to control my infantry still, so they're not clumping up too much.
Move. Skitter and leap. Hasten, hurry.
As this is a lot of value for me to punish.
Quick.
Now the trick is knowing which one's which of these Doomflayers. Because I want to demolish their siege weaponry.
March, Scotty, yes.
I hurt them. I don't know if it's worth it.
Reach. Jack.
Wait, did Creek? Creek. Oh yeah, Creek is surrounded. That's what's happened. Because everyone else just broke. Is Queek gonna survive? No, I think Queek's dead now.
Squeak, squeak. Skitter and leap.
Can I get these Doomflayers in here somehow?
Move. Onwards.
Because these don't have charge defense. In theory, I could just mess right through them. But I kind of let Queek commit suicide there. Without even using any of his abilities either. Everyone's breaking, alas. And I don't think I have enough units left.
Ready, ready.
And apparently I did not even get to attack
Hurry.
the catapult at all. But
Yes, yes.
if they go after these Doomflayers, hopefully the other one can backdoor, but I think it's too late. Now they didn't even get a whole lot of value out of their siege weaponry. I'm just losing every other regard at the moment.
Our tail's yours. Scream, Ricardo, crack.
Come on, get moving, please.
Retreat, retreat.
Can these things even attack the air is what I'm honestly wondering. Not that it matters now, they're almost out of ammo, but... Who is their lord? Grudgebearer? That was a big mistake to let Queek go in there. And this is partly why I need the Council Guard, dang it. Because a chieftain's not going to do much on its own. But they're not gaining much value so far out of their weaponry. Or at least out of their siege weaponry. I almost wonder if I should have ignored it.
Doomflayer. Fight, fight. Skitter and leap.
Alright.
What orders?
I do have my
Retreat, retreat.
I do have my Plague Priest. What he can do remains to be seen though.
Yes, yes. March, Scotty, yes.
I need my Doomflayers to help deal with this mess.
Attack, charge.
As I don't think the siege weaponry is all that terrifying at the moment. Take peek guard, I have ammo on you, but you're still getting shot at. Globadiers are shooting something at least. Chieftain's still on the field, so that helps negate them. Come on, get moving, please. We will help clean up this mess somehow.
Skaven slaves.
Although,
Fear none.
I don't think I could kill the grudge bearer, though. Not without Queek.
So be it.
Now I learned why I have a proper bodyguard unit instead of the chieftain. The damage reduction alone meant nothing if Queek was getting hit by everyone. And I kind of want Queek to get in there aggressively, at least on their lord if I can manage it. But this has been decided, sadly.
Fight! Fight! Faster! Scurry!
Didn't at least the Doomflayers pay for themselves? Not quite. They dealt with Rangers relatively well, but that doesn't mean a whole lot.
Ready! Ready! Quick! Quick! Murder! Kill! Kill!
And the Globadiers, I never did check to see if they can attack them or not. I saw the sword icon, so... And there's no modifier saying they can't attack air. It's just... They're probably the most awkward range unit to try and attack air. Can they at least deal with the gyrocopter? Not really, they're getting away from them real easily. Which unfortunately... I gotta be using these guys wrong somehow. As the attacks I did get on their siege weaponry, it wasn't all that significant, even then. Considering it's a regiment of renown, it's not even... It's not really paying for itself at the moment either. Again, I just don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with these cursed things. Is it really just as simple as just attack infantry? Which is a bit of a problem, because I need something that can deal with other large units.
Clan chieftain.
And I don't think that's a good use of that, with that said.
Kill! Kill! Kritanaka! Doomflayer!
Doomflayer, get in there. Get in there already. I want to see at least do some damage to these infantry. Nope, that was absolutely nothing there. But they probably never got... They probably didn't get a proper charge animation, to be fair.
Yes, yes!
I just want to observe and... Well, with their charge defense, they can't quite stop them. Or do a proper charge.
Horned one.
Because what's going to happen here, they're just going to brace themselves more likely, and that should do nothing. And did that? I don't think that actually did any proper damage. It's damage, but it's not very noticeable damage.
Castle crack! Stop! Stop! Hasten! Hurry!
Let's use this opportunity to just try and learn what we can do there. And them stopping like they did is not a good way for me to actually run through infantry, though. I want to see them mow through them, ideally.
Quick! Quick!
If that's what they're supposed to do.
Onwards! Rick-a-rack!
And I have no actual other units, not that I can see. That's game. Terrible display. This is part of the reason why I would love those wolf rats, dang it. They would have been perfect for harassing that cursed catapult, or grudge thrower. But I am curious about its price. That is, assuming I actually have access to the Regiment of Renown, which I probably don't. No, I do not. All I know is a grudge thrower is 700. It means it would have been 1,000 roughly. Arguably, it was not paying for itself, even with me almost never being able to get on top of it. At least the game didn't crash on me that time when I went to go check. I am wondering why it's crashing though. Now, how do we fine-tune this, or at least dissect what the issue is? If I can at least learn something from the failings of these battles, maybe then I can learn to play Skaven better. I'm not seeing anything saying it can't attack air, so two of them would have been useful against the copters. I just think they would have terrible accuracy, considering they're literally throwing them at the copters. How do I fine-tune this? Well, we don't know what their army is just yet to really know how to tweak this. But I think I learned my lesson. If the Council Guard was in there, Queek would have survived so much better. He just got surrounded, and I was trusting clan rats, of course, to hold the line. When really I do need the Council Guard, or at least to kind of be that buffer. Clan rats would break too easily, as we kind of witnessed. I think that was a big issue there, as far as mistakes, but again, not knowing how I should use these Doomflayers is not helping me. And I want these guys to be able to help harass and keep away any skirmishers. But they left. I don't know why they left, but that is kind of what I'm lacking here. Proper anti-large to deal with cavalry. And I don't think the Rattling Gunners are up for that task. Mainly because they would not be able to support my front line if skirmishers or cavalry are not really an issue. That's the big issue why I don't want the gunners. Although this would be a good opportunity to practice the rushing potential. So Council Guard stays in unless I downgrade to just regular Storm Vermin. As I don't want to trust the Plague Pack to follow Queek around. There are still monstrous creatures though. But them just clogging up space is ideally what I'm realizing the main reason I have them here. Protecting Queek, of course, and making sure he doesn't get surrounded for how quickly he died there. Alas. Otherwise, I am fine with 2 slingers. They could have been useful at harassing the gyrocopters, but with 3-4 of them, it's not like I would have done anything significant. These only would be really good against a single gyrocopter. They have a lot of range, so shields are good there. Do I need more well, 1 Globadier should be fine. I won't be too upset if he doesn't, if he dies off, but if he can get some bombs in the middle of my group, that would be helpful. And then just Skaven slaves are ideally just to protect my flank. And I do have clan rats with spears to kind of buffer if they push hard on one side. I just need to have the foresight to move this thing over to the flank. It's really what it comes down to. If I could somehow afford 1 more, that would be good. That would make it easier to kind of buffer my flanks at least. But that's the idea why I have 1 spear. As I don't think the slaves are going to survive, but with 4 of them, they should be able to stop their charging into my flank, at the very least. And Queek would be decent at fighting off the cavalry, especially with the Council Guard. That would be a good use for Queek, until I can somehow dive onto their individual characters, or their heroes and lords. And then Plague Priests just try and buffer, try and weaken their units against my rats. Ideally, like with the Bretonians, Queek, my Temple Guard, and expensive units are supposed to carry. Only problem, of course, is my Doomflayers are lackluster right now, which makes me wonder if I want cavalry at all. But I do need someone to disrupt, and good God. This is why I should have looked at the map. But at the very least, once I'm up on the slope, I should have a good defense or bonuses for going after them. Because I'm playing very aggressively. Almost all my units are going to be in front anyway.
Skaven slaves.
And the further forward I can get, the better. Clan rats are next.
Clan rats.
And where do I put them?
Ready, ready. Clan rats. Come on.
And I kind of want the spears hanging back because, again, they're supposed to respond to any monstrous creatures, but I think this is about as deep as I have my ranks, because the more they go up the hill, the more exhausted they're going to be.
Clan rat spears.
Which is why I probably put them there.
Runners.
Death globes go there.
Blight scabs.
White scabs there. I don't know where to expect monstrous creatures, alas, but
Guide us.
I don't know where to put Queek in the Council Guard. Which probably be more over here, actually,
Blight scabs.
due to how more centralized the army is.
Quick head taker.
That should be good there.
Night runners.
I don't know what to expect from the Night Runners, but we can hopefully expect some good things. And then it leaves these guys. That's all I have to say about them. These guys have some role in this army. Or some role with Skaven in general. I just don't know what that would be. And you guys, again, help buffer my flank. And if I'm paying attention, maybe, just maybe, you can help fight off any cavalry or monstrous creatures.
Bring bowbars.
Now, let's group everything up.
Ready now. What? Blight scabs. Saints are barren.
And I think we're good. Hopefully. We got a nice 20 stack here. We just gotta make it work. Now, I don't think I have magical attacks anywhere, do I? For I see a lot of sirens. And Queen Bess, which is really inconvenient here. Oh, I do have magical attacks. I'm just going to be relying heavily on my Plague Monk. Come on, this is annoying. Now we have Plague Priests to deal with the sirens easily. Queen Bess was best shooting at just the Globadiers, which is fine. They do have magical attack, which can be a problem.
We obey. Slumbering. Blight scabs.
This looks like a job for harassing units. Oh, I have them walking, don't I? Now, get them all in there. And ideally... I want to damage the hell out of these sirens, but I need to get you in range first for that. I did select Lord being attacked, but that's not an issue yet. Sirens are getting crushed at the moment. Although I gotta keep in mind, Queek is isolated, but he's not getting punished for that at the moment. I hate this angle for trying to do my pestilent breath. And I think I did so much more damage to me. Sirens are getting demolished there at least. Now I need a better camera angle because with trying to do that spell was a bit problematic. We're crushing the sirens though, which I am happy with. The magical attacks from those guys is doing well. Get on over there, please. We need to... Queen Bess is going to die in a moment. That's fine. Sirens are just not really contributing. And Plague Priest is still alive. And the reason why it's important to get these spells right is because, again, sirens. How many sirens are left? There's one down below, which we don't care about at the moment. But damn, such limited range on Menace below or Fermentai is a little problematic. I won't lie. I'm so spoiled from that being global range. Come on, you are okay, you did target the Lord now. Get everyone in there. Queen Bess is gone, they're gone. They are of no consequence down there. They're just basically doing their job right now. And Queek is okay now. We gotta make sure to actually attacking the Fleet Admiral though. I debuffed him for a reason, and that's so he could die. But I don't know if I should feel excited for this victory. My opponent invested heavily in artillery, and I was able to just run them down quite easily. Plague Priest, you know what you should be doing. It's not staying around dawdling. You are my most important unit against these sirens. Their lord is dying there. There is excited glees of victory for coming from the council guard. I'm doing a bad job remembering my hotkeys for his spells. Get that lord, even though... Yeah, he's just tied up right now. Perfect. Come on, Queek. Your glory awaits you. He is so close. So close. He could be yours if only you just get through your friggin' rats. Yes. Yes. Wail on him. You guys are doing terrible for attacking. Do I have to micromanage you? I'm forced to micromanage these guys. It's a crying shame. It's almost like this game is designed for micromanaging. But that is victory. What is left, though? This one guy that refuses to die. Thank you. Although, again, can I feel really excited about that match? As it could arguably have just been overcommitted there, maybe? Oh no, these were regular gunners. For some reason I thought these were artillery. So they did not overcommit like I thought, but still their gunners did absolutely nothing. Unfortunately. I don't think I can be excited for that. I don't know why it unqueued me immediately, but okay. Now, what can I learn from that though? Not really a whole lot. I've conveniently had some magic attack weapons to kind of deal with their sirens, even though they did go after my Death Globadiers who did have magical attacks. Thankfully they ignored the Plague Priest, which I am really thankful for. It's good to have those guys, and this is actually the same one I just fought against. I think it is. Which makes me wonder if I even play with the same army or not. No, I don't want to save, I just want to load. And what kind of map is this? Lots of slopes. I probably would want Warp Lightning for this battle. If they have sirens though, I am going to be limited. Those catapults are going to be my only way to deal with them. Can I get away with one of each? I do have Icked Claw. I don't know. He has magical melee attack. Maybe I have him focus on the sirens if they get aggressive. Then Death Runners hopefully can just disrupt their artillery and range units, if I'm so lucky. I do need more money. 50 gold is not going to be enough there. I can get rid of the magic missiles, that's an option. They're going range, so I don't think I need Musketeer. This, I'll be 10 gold short, dang it. I don't think I need the shield distraction either. Now, bit of the problem I have is, can I deal with the sirens if they go that route? As I'm going to be relying very heavily on Icked Claw and some random fire from the Warp Lightning. As nothing else has magical attacks that I'm aware of. Maybe I downgrade the Jezzails to some Globadiers. That might be a good compromise there. A little bit different, but I know they utilized 3 sirens before. And at least this way, well, they kind of focus fired my dang Globadiers, which doesn't do me much favors, does it now? They don't have flying use, but I need another spell, maybe. Maybe I don't need range attacks? Dang it, I forgot what I was trying to get. Oh, another spell. That was a bit last minute. I don't know what I could have done with the extra 100 gold. I don't even think Death Frenzy is a good spell, but... Or, no, I don't mean like a negative sense. I mean more like bad for this type of battle. Since if they're going to focus more on range, I'm going to win the infantry fight regardless in theory. Outside the sirens, and I have no way to give magical damage to my infantry. And the Warp Lightning probably just go after Queen Bess, is it? Assuming we see Bess. And then otherwise take what shots they can on the sirens, even though it might not be a good use of their fire. Let's get everyone in position.
Skaven slaves.
This will be a different dynamic, assuming we get the same kind of army. Actually, let me just get all these guys deployed out. That'll make it a little bit faster for me. No. Clan rats, you do what you normally do. Just be a nice buffer. I have no idea what kind of spells they actually utilize though, which can be a bit problematic. But I think, well, I'm just gonna have to spend some time to learn it. I know the basic spells and all the spells that I have access to essentially. Outside of Clan Eshin's spells and maybe any spells Clan Mordor might have from their DLC.
What?
Those I do not know.
Warp lightning cannon. Council's command.
Council Guard or Storm Vermin, you hang back. You're slaves, we don't want you here. These are not the protection we are looking for. Gotta be mindful of explosives. And we know they got hounds of sorts. We've seen them already.
What? Orders?
And Deaf Globadiers.
Yes.
Actually, I think you take the place of these clan rats. Although I know you're gonna kind of get focused down. Like, we kind of see that happening already. Lightning is gonna strike twice in this case, and it's not even gonna be my warp lightning. Alright, I think this is okay. I just gotta watch the army and everything. And if possible, just have Ikka Claw harass up in front maybe, especially if the sirens come in. That's if they come in aggressively. I think I just realized why I'm having a little bit of difficulty with my grouping, because I'm not using... Yeah, I'm hitting 9 for group 1, when with how I've been playing Iron Harvest all this time, I use group 8, or number 8 for my keyboard for group 1. That might be why I'm having a little bit of issue here, now I'm realizing. I'll have to try and fix that for after the stream though. Actually, oh, I already had these guys deployed over here. They're going to be stalking, and maybe they go after Queen Bess. We'll see. And without a doubt, I'm probably going to have to move up. So bombers, mortars, warhounds on the flank. No siege weaponry, or large. Outside the Lord, anyway. Let's just move up a tiny bit. Maybe I can hit the Lord. And we play the patient game here. I wish I had the Jezzails though, but I'm in no rush, I just gotta hit the proper targets. Which ideally would be their Lord. Yeah, I want to hit their large creatures. Start getting some proper damage in there. And I'm not going to exhaust them because there's no need to. We're just going to walk on up slowly. Alright, just hit him, do some damage. It's going to be a slow battle. I mixed it up so that way I can make it different for my opponent, but... Oh, here they come. Let's get them over there, watch for the hounds. And I did not pay much thought to the Rattling Gunners, I'm realizing. But they can help over on the flank. I want to go over there. I really want to go over there, but I don't think it's worth it yet.
Rattling your gun. All die. March, scurry, yes. We obey. As master desires. Advance, retreat. War lightning cannon. Attack, charge.
Alright, so they're getting shot at.
Agreed. Yes, yes. Attack. We obey.
Let's see if they catch this or not.
Rattling gun.
I gotta make sure damage sticks. Sadly, rattling gunners are getting demolished, but we can protect them. This is unfortunate, because the mistake I made was actually chasing after him. And of course, these guys are getting demolished, but they did their damage. Can I protect these gunners enough, though? Just get out of the... Yeah, just get out of that right now to minimize damage on the warp lightning. Alright, you go over there and do your damage. Up, they're fleeing. That's unfortunate. But they're they're rallying. Now I just gotta get them back on these guns by selecting the proper friggin' one, but this icon's in the way. Come on. Oh, these are rattling gunners, are they? Yeah. Okay, I misinterpreted that. Alright, they're destroying the bombers.
Kill contraptions at hand.
I'm doing a bad job controlling my gunners, I will admit. But maybe we can make something work here. And that should do a lot of damage to the sirens, I'm hoping. Come on, I told you guys to get on the guns. Can you please do that? They're on that, so what can we shoot at? The Lord. Without a doubt, shoot the Lord. Rattling gunners cannot do a lot there. Oh, they were supposed to shoot the bats, but they're not shooting the bats.
It shall be done. Now. At once. Claw on button.
I'm doing a bad job controlling this. I'm doing a terrible job controlling this. Why are you just not attacking these bats? That is twice I told you to attack. Or so I thought. I don't know what to make of that. It's annoying.
Rattling gun. Bong. Death device is charged. Storm demon.
Get them in there. Rattling gunners, do your friggin' job. And hopefully, let's see. Yeah, just continue harassing their range. That'll work out nicely.
Kill time.
Wicked Claw's gonna need a little bit of backup. But
Warp lightning.
gonna need support here.
Scamper forward.
Storm Vermin, you're perfect for this. Although, I didn't realize Ike was gonna die so quickly.
Scamper go.
Did he route? Yeah, he routed.
Chief.
I think my big mistake was actually trying to attack their dang hounds, when all I need to do is just be in a defensive position, as that allowed them to flank when they needed to. At least the Death Runners paid for themselves. I at least got that one thing going for me. But yeah, this is starting to fall apart. Where is Ikit? Come on, Ikit. Get back in the fight. We need you to demolish. I gotta remember, dang box flex doesn't work because of these icons. When are you gonna rally? You should rally soon, right? Although I think it's too late. The fear from the sirens is a little too much. I don't think it's over yet, but these sirens are still gonna be a pain. Come on, guys, you can rout. Although I think I need to use Death Frenzy to make them immune to psychology, which might help. It looks like a loss, though. I don't have the means. Really? You're just letting yourself get shot? But I guess these are a different squad, that might be why. Yep, you just broke immediately, so you're getting focused down is what that looks like. Alright, that's over. I think that was terrible control, ultimately. And the fear is a... I need more units to actually deal with the sirens, too. Never mind the fact that I kind of forgot about it controlling Ikit Claw, too, sadly. Unfortunately. And with Ikit Claw dead, that should seal the deal. Sadly, the Warp Lightning Swords didn't really do a whole lot either, which really sucks. Which makes me wonder if I seriously should have gone for my 1-in-1. One Plague Claw and then one Warp Lightning. That would have had so much more use, and I actually would have a weapon to deal with the sirens. As apparently shooting at the Warp Lightnings at their captains didn't really do a whole lot for me. It didn't seem like it was paying for itself anyway. But that's another thing to learn for another time. For now. Otherwise, we have Norska. A lot of rushing, that's convenient. They don't tend to have a lot of armor, but they could have mammoths, they could have monstrous creatures, which I'm relatively okay against. It's just, again, what's a good mobile unit to use, though? As Doomflayers are a little bit lacking, just this wee smidge, but again, I could just be using them wrong. Which the only problem with that is having two of them together kind of has diminishing returns, because then if they go in together, the group in front tends to block my charging of the second Doomflayer squad. As far as simplicity, as far as controlling them in the simplest route anyway. Otherwise, we're keeping a council guard. Again, they could have some mammoths, they could have some monstrous creatures. Just a question on what does Queek prioritize for the time being. Ideally helping to protect my flanks maybe, although I don't really have too much valuable in the back line besides my bombardiers. Which could be worth having Queek around just for them. They can do damage, they can cripple infantry until we're ready, but again, what else do I have that's mobile? I don't really have anything else. It's just Doom Wheels, Doomflayers, or Rat Ogres, which honestly all play a very similar role. Arguably. I could be wrong there. I just know that Doomflayers have more armor, which should help them in staving off arrows, but now I am in doubt because of the Pistoliers. Yeah, their leadership's the same. I know their leadership may not be all that stellar considering they're Skaven, but still. Either way, we will get this ready. Hopefully I gave my opponent enough time. And we'll see if we could somehow improve this some. Oh, I didn't even notice they were chatting. Or someone was. Okay, this is the same snow map as before with the dwarves. Hopefully we won't have to worry about siege weaponry because they quite literally don't have siege weaponry. They have skirmishers, but no siege, I want to say. Oh, I said snow. Apparently it's not even snow. I don't know where I get that idea. That this map should have snow. Otherwise, what do I hope to achieve ultimately? Really, if I could start learning what the Doomflayers are supposed to do, I'll be happy. As without a doubt, I'm not using them properly. It's what I'm getting, but again, it does come down to how I don't have any proper anti-large or deterrence to skirmishers and harassment, which might be a bit of an issue there. At least the Night Runners in the last battle did really well. They demolished all their range in the back. I probably need to be a little more proactive in that fight though. Otherwise, where's my clan rats? I'm just trying to figure out my formation. Those are slaves. Dang it. I try and use the icon to determine who's who, but they are not it. Which definitely makes it a little bit hard to know which unit's which in the heat of the battle. Alright, slingers. I don't need slingers on the side, that's what the Doomflayers would be good for. Hopefully. Slingers can harass, deal with anything that's on the left flank. Maybe. Globadiers are good where they're at. Council Guard there, Queek. You just hang back. Well, this seems kind of appropriate. The Plague Priest is with the Regiment of Renowned Census Bearers, and Queek is with the Council Guard. This seems appropriate. I should do that more for my formation. Wait, you're regular clan rats, so who am I missing, damn it? Okay, that fixes that some. I was wondering where these random clan rats came from. So Skaven slaves just denied them on the right. I don't really have room for slaves on the side though. The proper right side. And then Doom Flayers, hopefully you can do something for me. Hopefully.
Council's command.
Let's give this a try. Hopefully we get some progress.
Onwards.
We have Throg, the man himself, the myth, the legend, the ogre, the myth, the legend rather. Multiple werewolves. It's gonna take too long for my Doom Flayers to get up there, isn't it?
Now, yes. As you wish. It's just at once. Back up the ground. Very good, master. Attack.
Oh, these guys aren't going in anywhere useful. Again, Doom Flayers are not contributing. I kind of figured this would happen, considering my formation.
Underground. Retreat.
Spawn us more clan rats to kind of hold the line while they rally and everything. Actually, I don't care about these guys. They're just skirmish cav. Are they? No, their movement's 35. I actually want to disrupt them. I hope that was a good pestilent breath, because I had a little bit trouble controlling that. Disrupt their range. And then murder Throg. He can regenerate. I gotta keep that in mind. So we need a plan ready for when he backs off. Alright, Deathwing Globadiers are breaking. For some reason, both my Doom Flayers are attacking one squad, which I do not take kindly to. No, I actually want poison. I'm hitting the wrong button again. Here we go. I don't even need stand your ground, but it buffs them. I hope that wasn't a bad shot. Okay, I did good enough damage. Oh, who am I attacking? I don't know how we're doing here. Throg is still tanking the hits like a beast. And sadly, my Council Guard does not look like they're doing what they need to. I need my Doom Flayers in this mess. Where are all my Doom Flayers with that said? Okay. Grog's broken, or Throg's broken. Although they just did an attack move on him. Queek is still in really good shape. I just need my Council Guard to attack appropriate units. Come on, Doom Flayer. If he regenerates, that's going to be problems for us. I don't know what's more useful. More rats or just the putting poison on my weapons. I honestly didn't know what was the right choice in that circumstance. Oh, both my Doom Flayers are there. Let's get one of them to attack the Skin Wolves. Skirmishers do well here. They're all breaking. They're all good. They need to go... Oh, they cleaned up the mess. That's what happened. Alright, so you go over here and help out. Well, Queek doesn't even need help. He's good. He's golden. Oh, and you're a hero. Okay. For some reason, I thought you were the armored skin wolves. Which goes to show how much more I need to learn about this game. No, Doomflayer, just keep hitting Throg. He's regenerating. We do not want him regenerating. Unless that's stopped. No, that's still going. Alright, let's teach him a lesson why you don't mess with Queek. The duel is about to happen on the edge of a friggin' crater. Although, Queek, you better not die. And, like true Skaven tactics, they cheat. Now it's a double team. You thought this would be a fair fight, huh? Hate to disappoint you, buddy. Although, where is Throg? He's still alive. The Doomflayers are scaring him off. Now, let's just rally everyone. I gotta stop box selecting. That causes more problems than necessary. And then I immediately box select, but that's because I want to try and select everyone down here. But Throg, we need to show him the door still, as he's still regenerating. And you should be able to deal with skin wolves. Let's actually observe your effectiveness here. I just want to learn these things more, as I don't really play with chariots. And right now, it is very underwhelming. I expected more from him, if I were to be honest. Alright, just demolish everything, then regroup. These guys are regenerating. They're a bit of a problem child, but everything else is gone. It looks like. Now they could rally. The Famir. What is this? Okay, missile resistance. Don't care about that. And you have nothing for your figure, do you? I'm pretty certain Queek didn't. Yeah, at the end of the day, my opponent just attacked move into me. But still, what can I learn about that? Doomflayers are bad. This is more and more the impression I'm getting. I expect them to at least plow right through a unit that was actually rushing them down, but they got stopped immediately, and I don't think they did any damage, sadly. It's really the Doomflayers that it feels like they're laying me down. I can see Rat Ogres being stopped because I don't think they're that much more bigger. Although it is, of course, a mass thing. And why are you dwarves? I did not agree to dwarves, besides checking the cost of units, I guess. Now I forget what I was going to check. Something about Doomflayers, because I was making another rant about Doomflayers. Oh, the Rat Ogres. It does honestly make me wonder, do I want to downgrade to Rat Ogres, or do I even try the Doom Wheel? Which honestly sounds like it would do worse, because it's only a single unit after all. And it's encouraged more to go against infantry because of its ranged attack, which randomly hits units in its area. And because that's like a blast attack, I think, too, it's not going to be very good at going after siege weaponry or ranged units, I want to argue. What does it say? No explosive damage, okay. 2 projectiles. I would have to play with it or play test it some to really know. But I'm honestly thinking of cutting out the Doomflayers. The only problem is, what do I replace them with? What do I honestly replace them with that would actually be useful? Only one I could think of is maybe getting more gunner runners in. more slingers, more gunner runners might be an option, as I'm a little bit underwhelmed with them. I expect the clan rats and slaves to not last long, because of course that's kind of what they're known for. The trick there is to manage it by either debilitating their units to do less damage through poison, which is where I'm thinking getting more gunner runners, or having Queek nearby to buff their leadership with stand your ground. Ideally, Queek wants to go in the thickest of the fighting when it's the front lines engage, going after the elites, and with his council guard he can win that match, especially with the stand your ground to keep the clan rats in line too. I would just need to make sure my flanks are protected. As the Death Globadiers can be useful, maybe I don't need as many gunner runners as I'm thinking, but an extra squad of Globadiers might be useful, even if I downgrade the Death Globadiers to 2 regular ones. It's all thinking out loud, really. Ultimately, I'll have to play test the Doom Wheel against the AI a bit to really know what the heck this thing is supposed to do. And they chose Skaven. We're gonna have ourselves a mirror match, I guess. But I'm more inclined to stick with the Rushdown army. Oh, they didn't want a mirror match apparently, is the impression I'm getting. I was gonna make it interesting by having an army that's arguably bad, which means they're not likely to grab it, but I guess they didn't want that. Unfortunately. Mirror matches can be good every once in a while. It's a good way to challenge your own player skill, essentially, especially when we have very similar armies. That way you're forced to play at your best, because they literally have the same thing I would have in a lot of circumstances. Which means I would have to control my Skaven slaves better, my clan rats better, kind of like how I need to control my storm vermin better to protect against the scurvy dogs, I believe they're called. And all that. Which is a lot of the reason why I would love some wolf rats. Which would be a nice obvious choice to switch out for at least one of the Doom Flayers. I just would have a lot of money on hand though, which I would need to figure out what I use. Grim Weepa, you're the Dread Corsair fella again. I'm willing to play this long-range match again so I can learn and improve on this. Because I believe the rushdown strategy would just overwhelm him maybe. Now I just need to somehow make up some money. I want to keep the catapult, since that would be very useful against their sirens. I'm just going to only have one Warp Lightning Thrower unless Rattling Gunners could be good against monstrous creatures too. Maybe I get 3 Rattling Gunners in this case. I don't need 2 siege weaponry, and I think I can afford doing this. Just a question on how do I account for everything else. I think Death Frenzy could actually be good here if they bring in the fear, maybe. But I think Scorch might be better. They're very, yeah, Warp Lightning and Scorch are very similar spells though. A bit of the problem. But this would be a lot better, I want to argue, at hitting the sirens. I want to believe, than the Warp Lightning. It's a lot more expensive though. And one thing I learned is this does not hurt my own units, I think. There is possibility to actually use Flensing Ruins, but Considering sirens are my biggest concern, they have no armor. No. Oh yeah, I can drop the Jezzails for the Warp Lightning, couldn't I? Not a terrible idea, especially against single monstrous creatures like their lord. I could very easily get value out of that. Alright. That works, I think. Just gotta be good about using my Rattling Gunners with that said. Which a lot of the time would be just to keep the scurvy dogs at bay. Especially if I could slow them down for my spears. And if I can upgrade some units... No, I can't. I can barely upgrade any units. Who the heck do I upgrade that's actually worth upgrading then? Almost nobody. Just one lazy clan rat. Oh well. This has a little more protection against the scurvy dogs, but at the same time, I need to learn my control to manage that anyway. This should be a little more of a challenging fight. Hopefully. But I know my Death Runners can demolish their back line if I time it properly. Now, I think without a doubt I'm deploying over here, or depending on how much I can deploy, I might go over here. Is what it's looking like. Now we just need everyone to load in so I can actually see what I have to work with. As I'm thinking my opponent's going to deploy over here as well. That's the feeling I'm going to get. And I don't think I want the gunner runners anywhere nearby here for in case they accidentally get revealed. Which also means they're going to have some dogs over behind these trees, aren't they? Alright, we're loaded. We're loading. There we go. What do we have to work with? We got good high ground vantage point. I want to try to avoid corner camping, but the game is encouraging this. Also, I just remembered there's some... I think hide foliage? Yeah, hide foliage. This should be on. No, that's not doing anything. What? Oh, that just turns on and off the grass, dang it. I thought there was something that's supposed to help me see in the trees. Or maybe I'm misunderstanding. I'm trying to figure out how I can actually see inside the woods, damn it. As it's a real pain in the ass to try and manage that. Gotta be mindful that the warp lightnings are incredibly vulnerable if I commit to this. Good high ground vantage point, but incredibly vulnerable. I don't know how exactly I'm going to move my army here besides moving them after we deploy.
Skaven slaves and storm vermin.
And catapults are just fine where they are. They can shoot wherever the hell they wish, basically. I just need to make sure they're positioned properly. And that way they can hopefully get protected, although I'm pretty certain my catapults are going to get wrecked pretty quickly. And they are pretty damn essential for me too. Now this is going to be a mess of a formation. I am not liking this. Not a whole lot I can do about that though.
Ready. Storm team Skaven slaves! Clan chieftain!
Now, do I really want to deploy over here? I think I'd rather deploy over here. A little more flexibility that way.
Warp lightning cannon!
Now, I think we're set. Formation is terrible. I need to work on that somehow. Somehow. Yeah, but hopefully we'll be okay. Let me get my Rattling Gunners in a good spot. At least spread out to protect each other.
Now ready! Skaven slaves!
You're Warp Lightning, so shoot the Admiral. Deck droppers, that's fine. More sirens.
Clan rats! What orders? Squeak, squeak! Now, ready, now! Storm the vermin! Rattling gun! What? Onwards! Yes!
Alright, so
Ready!
can we demolish these things?
Contraptions at hand! Back on the ground!
Because I don't know what exactly I could target, but
Yes! Epic claw! Clan rats! Fight attack!
they are slowed, which helps a little, but maybe not much. It's one squad dealt with.
Warp lightning cannon!
Are you really not hitting this guy at all? Even though he's on a monstrous creature? Okay, that's better.
Rattling gun! Great anaconda! Spears! Faster, scurry! Revive attack! Storm vermin! Ready! Move! Guide us all!
Alright, just wreck these things with your guns.
Warp lightning cannon!
You are just wasting your ammo right now, and I don't like it.
Rattling gun! Hurry! It shall be done! Now, move!
If they can rally, I'd be in decent shape here, but
Rattling gun!
right now they're just not shooting crap.
Hold! Stop!
Okay, you are hitting the Lord.
Sweet bait, deadly. Is this so? Moving. Yes. Action, obey. Guide us, Old One.
It feels like I'm doing nothing to this Admiral. I am getting some money out of it.
Rattling gun. Hold, stop. Skaven, yes.
Now, let's get our gunners up.
Great Anaka.
Get these guys back on the plague claw. Kinda need them.
Skaven slaves. Scatter. Each remains. Skittily. Attack. Time to die.
Alright, so they're dying over there. Gotta get these guys back.
We obey. For the famine tide. Rattling gun. Great, yes. For the famine tide. Back on the ground. Epic claw.
Alright, so they're back on there. Hopefully we could deal with the bats well enough. I did not even use any spells, so I don't know why I did that. How are the Rattling Gunners doing? Which... Rattling Gunners are not shooting anything right now. Unless I have them turned off on fire at will. Go after them. Now, can we wreck some stuff here? Gotta get these units moving. Buffer up all the units. My Rattling Gunners are doing a bad job. I'm really wondering what the heck's going on there with their firing. I know right now they're flying away, which is part of the reason for the issue. And apparently you just went right by. Well, you are a monstrous creature, which might have something to do with it, but still.
Skaven slaves! Now, yes! Move, run!
Okay, they're completely gone. Get back on the cannon. Do we have any more sirens to worry about? Alright, let's conceal and get out, because they're not doing the damage they need to on this captain. A different target's in order right now. So I can't conceal. There we go. Now, if only these warp lightnings could do some proper damage, that'd be nice, but I don't know why they weren't actually hitting anything. You figure all those shots on the Admiral would be nice if he's on a mount, but apparently not. Let me actually get my crisis management in order. Okay, they're getting demolished now.
Horned rats will annihilate. Clan rats. Icket claw.
Warp lightning's being disrupted. My plague claws are gone, but I think their sirens are also gone. To be fair. Now, can these Rattling Gunners be useful? Probably not. If you can at least shoot something, that would be ideal. Now, let's see. Come on. I just want to select the Gunners, the Warp Lightning. As these are still intact. Still anybody's game.
There now. Councils, come on. Go time. Yes, scurry.
So they can't attack them there, last, but
moving, going.
Can we at least shoot the monstrous creatures some more?
Run, chase.
Now, Icket. That was probably a bad angle, wasn't it?
What orders?
Preserve the Rattling Gunners. They can be useful here.
War systems on. Kill sequence.
Can I fire another magic missile and actually hit? Probably not, because I think my magic missile did crap. Well, it may have hit the captain is what happened. Which wouldn't surprise me, but... Kill off their units here. Death Runner's doing good here. If I can preserve some of my gunners, I'd still be in good shape here. I think, as I still have decent ammo here, I'm just having a lot of difficulty actually shooting with these units. Actually, if I can flamethrower you, that would be nice. You're a monstrous creature. I don't care about friendly fire. All we want is to make sure they don't rout. As we obliterate you. Say ah. Please tell me you're warp firing. Yes, eat it. Eat it. And he's gone. Yeah, those rattling gunners are really difficult to try and control, especially since from my angle, it is really difficult to actually know how their line of sight is. It was a mess though, which is kind of to be expected with clan rats, let's be honest. But it's a victory. I could say that's an effective improvement, right? Now, just explode already, please. Thank you. I can be happy with that win. How many sirens did they have? Just the one? That made my life a lot easier then, as I didn't quite get my plague claw catapults to be hitting them the best. Although those bats are definitely annoying, but we dealt with them decently enough, especially the wolves. It was just a little bit awkward with my siege weaponry. Halberdiers there did work, even though they did less kills. Death Runners were MVP, even though there were no actual siege weaponry for them to crush. They dealt with a lot of their ranged weaponry. It get paid for himself, surprisingly. Not so much the chieftain, and somehow Skaven slaves of all things are paying for themselves. That just goes to show how flimsy their zombies are, when slaves are actually paying for themselves. Who would have thought they see the day there, huh? Rattling gunners are a bit hit or miss, sadly, but at least this one here. But the other two paid for themselves, or at least made up the deficit. And even though my siege weaponry were getting bullied around all game, they still friggin' paid for themselves. Somehow. Even though my warp lightning were doing terrible shooting at their lord, and my plague claw just kept getting harassed by bats and dogs, and God knows what else they tried to throw at him. Either way, let's try for another one. I'm just trying to get a gauge of the time right at the moment. But it was a nice win compared to the last loss I had with that battle. They just only had a single siren, which I figure is what gave me so much difficulty before. Especially since I had very little magical weaponry. Let's try one more with Queek, and then I'll switch over to something else. Oh god, dwarves. Oh god. Are my Doomflayers up for the challenge? Probably not. When they can't even knock over a bunch of skin wolves, dang it. How are they going to knock over a bunch of dwarves? As that's pretty important to do. And I think I keep the slingers in case of gyrocopters. Although what are slingers going to do against 3 or 4 gyrocopters? Let alone 2. That is the honest question there. I don't need spears as much as a result. Gives me a little more buffer that way. There's a thought. I could always get the tail slashers if I'm worried about ethereals. I kind of forgotten about them. I have 30 seconds. Let's not dally too long, ideally. Okay, that works. Gives me my full 20. I say that, and I'm gonna need money. Oh. Okay, that did, if only just barely. If only just barely. Now it's just again a question of how the hell do I use the Doomflayers. As I'm hoping the terrain is not as problematic as it might have been. We got a steep drop. Yeah, this is pretty damn flat. Now let's be quick before deployment, as my opponents are likely to deploy themselves quickly.
Skaven slaves! Counselor's command!
Alright, that's good there. Clan Rats, you are next. And we'll have more Skaven slaves. Yeah, I don't like this position though. I should tighten up a tiny bit more because of that slope. Might be too tight of a formation though. Let's try and just move over a little bit on this side.
Skaven slaves! Skaven, yes, yes! Clan rats! What? For the Vermintide? Guide us, Horn One!
Clan Rats are set. That doesn't surprise me for the quick queue.
Clan rats! Our tale is yours! Doomflayer!
Now, Death Globadiers, you're good there. Storm from there. Plague Census Bears here. And we have one slave squad here to figure out. And now, where the hell is Queek and everyone?
I'll preach death! Quick head taker! Blood scabs here!
Okay, this is probably as good as it could be, but let's have slingers a little more on the left there.
Doomflayer!
Flame cannon. They're wrecking my Night Runners quickly. Because of how small these friggin' things are, they shouldn't do a whole lot of damage, right?
Then leap!
My. Can we do anything to disrupt this momentum a bit?
Die, die, die! March, scurry, yes! Haste and hurry!
Because, yeah, they're breaking. Get in there. Charging there's probably a bad idea, but let's get everyone in here. It's probably a bad idea, because... But let's get proper charging orders in. Especially when they're not attacking the right units. Slinger's good. That does not surprise me that they're just wrecking everything there. Especially my elite units, that doesn't surprise me a whole lot, but we can break this side as quickly as we can.
Yes, Master Lord. Quick, unstoppable. Retreat, retreat. Doomflayer.
Can I go after these cannons somehow, though? That's not what I want, but okay. I don't care about the Slayers so much, especially when I have all these units here. And so long as the Council Guard's alive to do what it needs to do, I'm okay. As everyone else is getting tied up, I just gotta somehow do the damage necessary, which honestly I should be shooting these flame cannons before they wreck me too much. Can we break them somehow? As this should be a situation that they want most, but if I can deal with those flame cannons, I don't know how I did with the first flame cannon. It is crippled, but the white dwarf there is getting wrecked. They broke. That's a big deal right now. Can we break the other one? It's because they were so focused on the side with Queek, these clan rats somehow are still alive. Even though they should have been routed ages ago, it feels like. And they're doing a good job tying things up, now that the Lord's gone. Now, bomb them. Debuff everything here. That was the wrong spell. I want the poison. Just to slow him down even more, but we're winning. Oh my god, today's a historic, momentous occasion where such an impossible feat was never thought possible. We are about to win against... just stand there and shoot them dwarves. Let's not jinx it now, because now all my clan rats are finally breaking. They're broken, they're gone. Let's damage them a little bit more. Actually go after these guys here, ideally. Stand your ground, because this is the strong group. And now we're going to demolish everything else. All hope is lost for you. The dwarves have been routed this day. The Vermintide is victorious against one of their mortal enemies. And it's a glorious day indeed. Although, again, can't jinx it there. Things can still change if... Oh, they left. They just raged out. And all Grumbrindle did was kill one unit. One whole unit. An expensive unit, I guess. Never mind doing damage to Queek. But there's our MVP. He claimed his skull this day. Where my Plague Preach just provides support. I probably could have done more with him. But realistically, he would have cleaned up if things start to go south. That's not really a bad thing to have him out of combat. But that was a little bit shocking. Mainly because of how long those rats held their ground over on the left side there. They did absolutely nothing, mainly because they got demolished, so did the Council Guard. Deathwing Globadiers, oh my god! Now I know why I brought those guys. Oh my god, Doomflayers did something too! Am I getting better with this army? Probably not. It can be really easy to just assume my opponent played bad after all. Otherwise, that was fun. Maybe I want to do another Skaven battle. I don't know just yet. Although I think what would be really good to mix it up is to have a 2v2 or 3v3. I haven't played enough with range weaponry, so maybe I'll do that. Start to refine this some. The only ultimate problem of how sporadically I do my streaming is I'm very much gonna forget everything I learned up to this point, probably. Hell, everything I learned with the Lizardman is probably... I probably forgot at this point. Oh my, I actually remembered that this thing exists, although, good god, you could barely even notice it when it goes off. There we go. Now he's screwed. Oh well, it sounds like it might be a newer opponent. Which does honestly make me wonder if I want the ranged army then. As that can easily feel really bad if you get demolished by that. And I think at least this army would be a lot more fun because it seems a lot more tense and more action-packed. I'm inclined to stick with this, but they're Dark Elves. I don't know what tweaks we need to account for with Dark Elves. Spears. I have some anti-large. I don't know if it's enough, honestly. Slingers for any black dragons or monsters they may have. I really would like to have poison on these two. Although if I were to get poison on them, it would require me to downgrade my Death Globadier. And I don't know if that's a worthwhile trade. I do get damage over time on them. I am going to have to playtest to just see how effective they are ultimately, though. I do a little bit of testing of individual units every now and then when I have nothing better to do. And so far, Death Globadier did well in the last match. Even though their attacks are magical, that's something I need to keep in mind. He somehow broke through that 25% resistance and still killed like 10 Dwarven Warriors worth of units for his cost. Which is a little absurd. I don't know what, honestly, other tweaks to make. I have a decent amount of spears, but they're not true anti-large outside of my Council Guard, who, as we learned, is kind of babysitting Queek a lot of the times to really be able to do that. Now, is this the same map I was on earlier against the Vampire Coast? I'm trying to remember. Nope. Just snow. Actually, yeah, let's just get these guys in here, because the spears are kind of going to be positioned poorly. I'm not going to pay attention to them all that much. You guys should be all set. Spears in the middle. Right here, ideally. You guys are in front. There is definitely a lot of units that have to control, or at least organize for the formation. Otherwise, Sensor Bears are good there. I'm fine with this setup. Having Sensor Bears and the Plague Priests on one side, and Queek and the Council Guard on the other. I just gotta be mindful one side's stronger than the other, though. Which does make me wonder if that should influence where I put my Doomflayers. If only a tiny bit. Even though I would like being on the higher... Well, this is a lot of rocky terrain, which I don't think I want to go over. Let's get these deployed. And get my control group set up. Very quickly. I didn't put my Night Runners anywhere particular, but let's get this going and actually do it properly.
Yes. Quick,
Oh,
quick.
just attack the harpies, ideally.
Bombardiers.
Just get up there and do your thing. Be mindful of stalkers and all that stuff, so Flying Lord, Feral Manticore, Beastmaster on a chariot.
That bastard. Our tails yours. We obey. Starting it. Yes, yes.
Get these guys in here.
Skaven slaves.
Medusa,
Stop.
a lot of spears.
Attack. Charge.
Gotta be mindful of. You seem like a good candidate. Yeah, I saw this coming, in all honesty.
Ready, ready.
Which is why the slingers are supposed to help with this.
Council's command.
Should be fine there. Those ones. That was bad control there, but we can harass some of these. Oh, Queek, you're in a bad spot.
Finally. Whiskers forward. For the Valentine.
Now, where is my Plague Priest? In a bad spot, but
Onward.
actually I don't... Nope. I was gonna say I didn't need to cast a spell, but I cast it anyway.
Guide us, horned one. Skitter retreat. On forward.
Alright, just wreck them there.
Retreat.
Gotta keep in mind on my Doom Riders, as they're doing a bad job. Or Doom Flayers.
Quick head taker.
I gotta remember my hotkeys. Why am I having a hard time all of a sudden with my hotkeys and controls? Witch Elves are dying.
Now, ready now.
You guys go over there. They're broken. We're not going to be able to do much about the chariots, but we can kill the Medusa at least. Okay, Deathwing Globadiers, you know what to do. Slingers, you know what to do.
I want this.
Now, which one is them? Okay, I almost hit my own units there for a moment, which I'm probably still going to hit my own units, let's be honest. It's a Skaven life, after all.
This way, fool. Yes, yes, yes. Lucky duchess.
So that was a lot of damage there, but we are going to wreck their lord, but they're on a chariot, keep in mind. They're not going to stay very long.
Hurry. Retreat, retreat.
Unfortunately, my census bears are on babysitting duty, but considering the Deathwing Globadiers are still alive, maybe that's a good thing? Not for the damage they're doing, at least.
Quick head taker. Attack, attack. It is done.
Nope. Plague Priest is getting controlled there. Or gone berserk due to the clan rats, or the witch elves rather. Not much I could do about the chariot, but he is wrecked. And I don't think he can regenerate his health at all.
Ready, ready. Eat bites.
Okay, wreck these witch elves for me. Rally and group yourselves together. And
On the rat's will.
alright, slingers, you get back over there. You guys deal with the harpies. And hopefully I can control these things properly. How much health is left on them? One more charge is enough to hopefully deal with them. What happened to Queek? Queek actually routed? He's still at half health, basically. How the hell did that happen, I wonder? We can help Queek at least. I just gotta manage this still, because it looks like we're losing, alas.
Retreat! Retreat! Advance! Retreat!
Is Queek gonna rally at all? Because I don't know what caused all this morale damage with him still in fighting shape.
Tails forward!
Come on, Queek. What on earth is the problem with your... Come on, you can rally. And I don't think there's anything I could do about this Manticore. Because Queek is still refusing the route, or rally. Yeah, this is the problem why I need my mobility. Can you at least target this one? This is not looking good for me still.
Yes, yes. Stab, stab. Die, die.
Let's get everyone gathered together as much as we can. I would love to kill that Lord. There's not much I could do with a chariot, though. Yep, he's just never gonna rally for some reason. Even with all that morale he had. I just want to know what caused him to drop so quickly. That's all I really want to know. He still had half health, for crying out loud. That is unfortunate. As I'm not going to be able to disrupt him anytime soon. Because he refuses to get a grip. And even you are refusing to rally even though you currently have 66 leadership. I'm not understanding what's happening here. And sadly I can't save him in time. Just losing Queek like that just costs me tremendously. I don't know if there would have been much I'd be able to do against their riders or anything like that, but their lord was so close to death too. I think it's too late for Queek, sadly. As they could barely even keep up. Oh my. I just want to know what the heck happened to Queek. That's what I'm curious about. This thing, I don't think it paid for itself. A blood rack Medusa, I don't know what exactly that is. Repeaters did damage, harpies, they sadly paid for themselves, I believe. Manticore I don't think paid for itself, but it still had plenty of health. I wrecked their lord, but still. I think it was more a mistake on my opponent to have let him get hit like that. And I want to say it dealt with the Witch Elves well, but apparently not. Apparently not. Nope. I didn't want to do that. I just want to see what the friggin' replay. I just want to know what the heck happened there. Queek should not have routed outside spells being put on him. Which is probably what did happen. I just have no way to see it happening. Now. Trying to come up with commentary, can't think of any. As I already know specifically what I want to look at there. I probably had too many rats there clumped up when I could have just surrounded and flanked some of them. That might have been one thing I could have done to improve there. But let's just get to what happened to Queek. After all, we just wrecked our lord. I just didn't have the mobility to finish him off. Or a magic missile of some kind to kind of knock him out. As I want to believe I did well against the Harpies, right? Maybe. I turned off their skirmish at least, so that's helped them stay alive there. And then slingers just whittled them down. We crushed the witch elves here, but apparently both of them still paid for themselves in some form. Despite the fact we're demolishing this one squad. Yeah, let's see, they go... How fast did these go? 92, there was no way I was going to catch them. Yeah, and again, chase after the skirmishers. These things are falling apart so quickly. What on earth were the Doomflayers supposed to go after? As where were the repeater crossbows that weren't mounted? They had none, so were those really them? I guess so. And again, there was nothing I could do about them with the Doomflayers. What were these guys supposed to go after besides maybe breaking their line, I guess? Now I just want to know what the heck happened to Queek. As we crushed the witch elves here, I wanted to go after Medusa, which seemed like a good idea. The Lord rushed in there without my knowing. I did turn around and then we wrecked the Lord. And Queek, of course, was protected there. Sadly, even though I surrounded him, the chariots still managed to get out, sadly. And Queek was nowhere nearby to even hit the Lord 1-2 more times. Okay, there we go. Yeah, sadly he was able to get out, but again, what the heck happened to Queek? Was that really it? Just a soul steal? He's still above half health. He is currently isolated, which might be part of the problem there. Alright, Queek, you're at max morale. What actually... So, what the heck just happened there? Damage from artillery. I didn't even know you had artillery. Unless that was a blood-rack Medusa. What artillery? It has to be this thing, right? What are you considered as? Just a missile monster. I'm guessing you're the monster. I guess you're the missile attack. Or the artillery. You were perfectly fine until just now. Yeah, faster, stronger units attacked in flank, maybe? Oh, and the fear. I guess. As he had plenty of morale, and then it just dropped like a rock. And sadly, there's no way to rewind. Although, the Council Guard are still there, even. It's not like he had no support. Apparently he got surrounded regardless. Dang it. I just feel like that should not have happened. Even if it was a creature with terror. He still had plenty of morale to deal with that. I would have saw it anyway. Oh well. Other than that though, I feel like maybe I should have surrounded with more my flanking rats a bit more, because they were clumped up. Again, it's a question, what the heck were the Doomflayers supposed to go after? As I did have them go after Medusa, they just got shredded by missiles. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Their armor is supposed to help them at dealing, well, they had armor-piercing arrows. That would have not been a factor there, the dark shards. But yeah, dang it. All that morale just screwed me over. And the Doomflayers didn't even have the movement to actually chase that Manticore or whatever they were using. Let's try and improve on this a bit more, I guess. Do I even have anything to help deal with that? I have Stand Your Ground, which I have been using. It's just a matter of knowing when to activate it most, or when it's most important to activate. As this is really the only thing I have to actually help keep them in line. And I didn't really use my Plague Priest the best either, did I? As Plague Rash could have been useful at weakening their speed a little bit. Never mind the fact that more rats could have been good at tying things up and just causing some morale penalty for them. Remember what I said about flanking. Although I don't think I need any of the other spells. I don't think anyway. Again, a situation where I question the use of the Doomflayers, which I guess really, if they can't find some fragile archers, they might as well just hit the infantry. It's probably just a case of overthinking it a little bit. And I should just hammer the infantry to make them break as quickly as possible, which is tricky as my clan rats and slaves are probably going to lose anyway, or at least they should on most fronts. It's not like the flank bonus is going to be that drastic, you would think. We'll give it a try. Well, it depends on what their army is, of course. We will give it a try. Come on, load. It's been 20 seconds already. And it's going to take a long time for me to deploy everything, and I want to get to the real meat of this, which is figure out the dang Skaven army. Somehow. Oh well. I tried. It didn't work. Yelling at the game is of no effect. Let's just hope my opponent didn't disconnect or didn't. Let's just hope it didn't crash on them. That's the only thing I can really hope. There we go. Now, we just do our usual deployment there. Slave fodder on the front. Take the hits and then break, as you normally do. Clan rats here. And let's not forget our spear in the middle, just in case. Although, you are Skaven slaves, you are not my clan rat. There, problem solved. Although I gotta remember to move you if hammer and anvil type of cavalry are around. Gotta pay special attention to you. We're almost done there, but where do I put you guys? I guess over here is good. Council guard here. Quick there. And Skaven slaves, you cover our flank, because that's what you do. Alright, I think we're as ready as we're gonna be. Let's hope I could do something with these friggin' Doomflayers. Probably not, but I could dream. Nothing yet, which just means they're hidden behind the slope. And we'll have them revealed in a moment. I'm surprised we don't see around this just yet. I figured we see behind there. Okay, we have Cetra.
Attack! Charge!
We have chariots.
Die! Die! Creak, creak, yes!
Get these guys with their attack orders.
Land rats!
Now, where's my spears? Okay, my spears are in a bad spot.
Some command! Fight! Fight! Slaves down!
Now,
Send some bearers! Kill, kill! Spears!
what do we need to do? Engage Cetra as quickly as possible.
Attack or die!
Although these guys getting the proper formation is important.
Light scouts! Skaven! Yes, what? We obey!
Okay. They're getting terrorized. Alas. Time to reinforce and buffer this area.
You crack that! Quick head taker!
Now, where is Cetra? I want to debuff him. Although he's running already.
Slay strong! Spear! Ready!
Just tie everything up as best you can, ideally.
Light scouts! Forward, backwards!
Since now we can flank them some.
Quick head taker!
Cetra has left the nest. So hopefully we can engage him.
Spear! Attack!
Yeah, just tie up some slaves, please. Now, gotta be mindful, this is a monstrous creature here.
Die, stings! Refuge at gas!
Now, I need more infantry to clobber, but it's gonna be tricky with the surrounding.
Slay! Stab! At once!
Where is my Doomflayer?
What order?
Getting demolished right now.
Die! Back under control! Of play!
This looks like it's gonna be a demolish. Not looking good for me, dang it. I just, again, have nothing to really deal with their monstrous creatures the best, and just now I'm hitting Cetra. And with his chariot, he's gonna run away pretty quickly. And I need to stop double casting spells because I don't think my the Plague Rash actually stacks. Come on. Just select these guys so I can get the clan rats up there. Now, did Cetra run away? Yeah, Cetra ran away. Go figure. In this case, I'm not having... This is just complete demolish. I'm just getting completely demolished here, sadly. Now, do I have any troops that I can target? As I don't think that was a good spell, in all honesty. Standing your ground would be pretty good here, at least, but since his bears are not doing much good with all these monstrous creatures, they would probably mistake the grab.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I should have probably got more clan rats there, because Queek's about to die. Yeah, Queek's about to die. That's a shame. That was probably a mismatch of some kind, with how one-sided that felt. Because again, I had nothing to deal with their chariots and their monstrous creatures at all. as these things are still alive.
Skaven! Yes, yes!
If I could have more slingers, that might be good.
Retreat!
Well, what exactly did my slingers do? They are shooting at monstrous creatures. They're still alive, but
Night runners!
I think really those are the wrong units they can go up against.
Retreat! Retreat!
They probably need to go after something like the Sphinx, something like that, but problem is,
Tail is yours!
well, I don't want a unit that has Stalk or Vanguard deployment then if I want.
Doomflayer!
Otherwise, they're just gonna get run down by whatever has mobility. And these are not the ones that can move and shoot, is a bit of a problem too. But yeah, this looks like it was a complete mismatch of some kind. Just because something in my army was missing, or... And like I hinted at plenty of times before, there's a lack of anti-large, or ways to actually deal with their chariots and mobile units. And I can't use Deathwing Globadiers, as they're just going to get run down really quickly. Well, I have a Deathwing Globadier. But I fear the mobility is not enough. Yeah, I was hoping for some kind of aggressive army, but I guess not. This feels like a mismatch anyway. And there is definitely a lack of anti-large. And I don't like the idea of the slingers, because, again, their Vanguard deployment, they're not really encouraged to hang back and pick off the, chariots or any of their mobile units, because that's what basically happened. Sure, I could deal with their skeletons just fine, but I had nothing to really intimidate or at least distract the monstrous creatures and chariots. Which is another reason why I like the poison, because at least then, the gun runners with poison, at least that can slow them down and really cripple, but I don't really want to use the Jezzails here, because I already got a friggin' army for that. I already got range weaponry. And of course, not having wolf rats or any of mobile units of my own is a bit problematic. And the rat ogres are slower than the doomflayers, so I can't count on them. Never mind the fact that, what I learned earlier, getting shot at by a couple of pistoliers, these guys just break immediately. Unfortunately. Well, I had enough with that army for now. And sadly I couldn't really do anything to Cetra either, but it's kind of tricky to pin him down anyway with Queek, which also ultimately means I need to somehow get Queek against some elite units. The problem with that, all their elite units were actually faster than Queek. Monstrous creatures, the chariots. That was probably just a bad army to use against Tomb Kings, as the only kind of heavy infantry they have are the Tomb Guards, and they're more just for holding the line than anything else. I'm willing to accept going up against Tomb Kings with a 20 rush stack is probably a bad army to use. Aw, poor Queek. He's relegated to being a meme. Ah well. I am wondering if I want to try... Don't unqueue on me, damn it. Only I'm allowed to unqueue. I am wondering if I do another one of those... was it Rattling Gunners, range focus type of builds, or just switch over to Lizardmen for now. As I would like something aggressive with Skaven, if possible. But if I can't, then I might as well stick with High Elves or Empire if I want range weaponry. Well, at least this is something to help mix it up a bit. I think I'll play with Lizardmen a bit here. Although, how likely is it that everyone's just going to go siege weaponry? Or long range focus, rather. As we have Avalon High Elves here. Let's see. You don't have, interestingly, you have no siege weaponry. Which means we go for mobility in that case. Let me try sneaking some red-crested skinks. Do I even need red-crested skinks, or do I just need something that can rush their backline? I don't know if I need 3 chameleon skinks, or trying to be aggressive. Is 2 red-crested skinks the right choice or not, though? As these guys are still the same speed as regular skinks. I'm just wondering, if they do go siege, what would they prioritize? Probably cripple my Saurus warriors as much as they can. Unless it's anti-large, then they're going to try and shoot my Stegodon or Krokgar. And this is the ion cannon, is it? Yeah, it is ion cannon. It would be nice if it actually showed me which Stegodon I have selected. And I can even afford another skink here if I want. I still need to figure out what I'm going to do with the cold ones, as I definitely had poor luck with them. I think I'm supposed to just let them wait until something routes, and then they just run them down ideally. Or go after something that's trying to backdoor me, which, since I'm not relying on siege weaponry, is not really an issue. I'm kind of okay with 2 cohorts that just poison and debilitate a bit. And again, run down their units. I'm still wanting to get the cold ones in, but I'm just wondering what to cut out. I think I want Roiling Skies still to weaken their air. Yeah, it affects flyers. Just in case. Yeah, at the very least with Rampage, I have 2 units that can do cold-blooded on them. The trick is making sure they're in range and I'm fast enough to either do that. In theory, I could do cold-blooded preemptively, and that should keep them from rampaging, period, until they rally or rout. It's just a question if that's a good use of my skill or not, though. As that's like a 20-30 second buff after all. It could work, it just needs a little bit of preparation and playing ahead of time. It's just, again, a question of if it's worth it. It's something I'll have to play test if it actually keeps them from rampaging throughout the entire duration of the buff, if I were to use it proactively, as opposed to reactive. And I do have the horn one still, which, same effect there, I just gotta be mindful if I'm gonna get attacked by multiple units at once. Then they're probably gonna frenzy or rampage if I'm not careful. Otherwise, everything else I don't think rampages outside the Saurus Warriors, which I believe is at 20% health. I'll have to double check. Now, where is our deployment? What does our Saurus look like? Okay, so they're at risk of rampaging when they, reach 20% health. And they get more ferocious at that time. Now, chameleon skinks, You just do what chameleon skinks do best. Be a pain in the friggin' ass. Source warriors are pretty straightforward. Let's just hope you actually live long enough to actually do some damage. Actually, I don't want this formation because the skinks want to be behind source warriors. Actually, I might have to move them more to the left anyway. Although, since you... Yeah, I do have a secondary lizardman army that has the Bastille done with the crystal, but I am curious. How is it that I can actually see inside these friggin' woods? I know there's like a way you can have it see through when you zoom in, but I don't know how to turn that off. So I can actually see when what's going on in the trees. I'm afraid of putting my units in the tree for that reason. Oh, can't deploy them up there, sadly. Pull one there. Cohorts are set. Let me group everything quickly. And they're just waiting on me, which is normal. I talk too much. What can I say? So I'm against the goblins, it looks like, or orcs. And what? Oh, these are wood elves. I thought they were the Avalon, or was it one of the high elves? And where is everything? I feel like there's a lot of stuff hidden here that I'm not privy to, so let's get the skinks to scout behind the trees. Behind the trees, rather. And if possible, poison these. Yeesh, I'm surprised you hit them with that. If you can poison them, that helps with the horned ones. Are they turtling up? What's going on here? I'm seeing no aggressive play going on, and it's making me paranoid of what's going on, or what they're up to. We're dealing with the spiders pretty well, but gotta be mindful, the cohorts are not really best equipped for this, but they at least enabled the horned ones to do some decent damage, which I'm not against. And these are regular orc boys, just night goblins actually. God dang it! I just want to push them all away. Is that so much to ask? Oh, I have them walking too. Let's be mindful of that. I messed up my formation. Okay, those are dealt with. Gotta get the horned ones in this fun. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I just don't know what it is. It's been annoying, and I'm terrified having rattling gunners or units hit in the trees because I can't freaking see what's going on in the trees. It's a bit of a personal problem I'm having. Oh, I probably didn't need to do that, but... And, yeah, that's the explosion I was wondering. I was wondering which was which. And now the moment... Aww. Moment everyone's been waiting for. Although, let's not get Krokgar killed. Ion cannon power! Aw, they saw it coming. Or they got lucky, which is more than likely, but... Now, let's get my horn ones over here, as they kind of been AWOL a bit. Oh, wait, I don't want to know if that's hitting me or not. Was that Krokgar? Yeah, that was Krokkar, so they frenzied him. Now, oh, this is a monstrous creature, which I do want to attack. You're gonna be my best friend. Although, dang it. Stop dropping bombs on me. Uh-oh. Wait. Was it my ally that left? I'm trying to figure out what happened. And I need to get at these ranged, which I'm doing right now, actually. What do I have back here? Oh, cohorts. I forgot about you because you were hidden behind the Dark Elves. Krokkar took a beating, but he could still buff himself. Get the Stegodon out of here right now. Just buy time for your next ion cannon. Oh, you are a Sisters Avalon. How the hell is a tree man in this army then? I'm confused. Why are there tree men army? Why are there tree men in the friggin' High Elf army? I am so confused. This game makes no sense anymore, and I'm getting shot at. Come on, give me an ion cannon. This is probably not worth it, let's be honest, but if they're fast, they'll dodge it. Yay! I got my money's worth out of it. Now get in the trees, Krokkar. Horned ones, deal with their arc. Well, they are spearmen, let's not kid ourselves. Fine. Come on, Cold Blood, stop failing me, please. I don't know what's causing that enrage, but Krokkar is out at least. If only barely. Come on, Krokkar. Oh, Ah. Well, I don't know what spirit units are, alas, because I don't have the DLC. Alas. So, I'm wondering what the heck happened there. Did my ally actually leave me, or was it something else? I have no idea, because I don't recall seeing the Dragon Princes at all. They had 2 treatments, so they were super top heavy, dang it. So I have no idea what happened. Because I had to deal with 2 lords, I think, as well as a tree man for that time. So I'm guessing my ally's the one who left me. I'm going to assume anyway. Alright, it's kind of weird that sub-factions have access to different units. Because you don't get that. I don't see that with any of the other armies. Like, was it? Clan Skyrus here, I don't believe has access to any units. And I certainly can't get access to the campaign exclusives, so... I'm wondering why Avalorn has access to special units then. And sadly, there's no easy way to check, outside the fact that I don't get access to other legendary lords with the other factions. So I'm wondering what changed there, or what decides that. Yeah. I dealt with the Berserk decently enough, but still. It's always the sucky thing with 2v2s, team games. I don't know if I failed there or if my opponent failed me by leaving the dang match. Because I want to believe that was going well, And then I realized that apparently there was no army left. Alright. We'll try with the ranged weaponry. Trying to get a sense of this map, though. High slope here. Gonna be tricky for direct weaponry. As I'm trying to remember if I was on this map at all. I don't think I was, and I'm trying to understand what to expect with this map. What are you gonna pick? What's it gonna be? Knowing my luck, they're gonna pick a faction, or they're gonna load up their pre-made army, and then immediately ready up. Poison gloves, maybe I can... Yeah, direct fire weaponry seems like it might not be good. So I might keep the catapults, but again, I need to know what army they're using before I decide that. Otherwise, halberds protects the siege weaponry. Gunners can keep things from rushing me down, ideally, if all goes well. And Death Runners have been working out well and just backdooring and sabotaging any of their stuff. It has been. I don't know if they're the best unit for it or if I should just go with a straight-up assassin. Yeah, ideally, all I want with these clan rats is just to stall while, as you're suggesting there, just stall while the weaponry just withers everything down. I don't think my opponent's there. I could start up right now and completely screw him over, but that defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to do. But yeah, again, I am fine with cutting out... I think the Jezzails could still work here just because of their range. But again, I don't know how steep these hills are to make that judgment call. Rattling gunners without a doubt are going to be difficult, but I want at least one of them so they can face down any cavalry. Just pepper them down, slow them down, so that way I can hopefully get the storm vermin in position, if not some random Skaven slaves to break their charge, if I'm so lucky. They're one of those opponents, aren't they? I probably should just quit now and then re-queue if they're going to be AFK. As this will just be a waste of time. Oops, that was not... I didn't mean to actually quit the game, stupid me. Alright, are we back? Are we back? Okay. I think we're working now. That was annoying. All I did was try and give my opponent do a favor for my opponent. But I guess that was the wrong idea. That was the wrong choice, I guess. Either way, let's try for one more, maybe two more matches before I stop. No. Look up the tree sayings. Oh, don't have time now. Unless I can hit... Nope, that's just... I'll have to do it while we're deploying in that case. Now, let's try this again. It's the exact same map, so I'm not I thought I could cheat and try and get away from this cursed map place. But I guess not. I'll have to check the settings when I get in game, maybe. Maybe. Alright, so since we can't find the tree settings, the strategy, my master plan, is to avoid trees like the plague. Just pretend I'm playing against wood elves and everything will be fine, right? Although, I fear my opponent might be AFK here as well, which would be really annoying. I can't win, I guess. Is what I'm learning. Okay, there is life. We're playing Skaven or against lizards, so I need armor piercing. Rattling gunners would be good there for the monsters. Immediate ready. That is unfortunate. I have the halberds to help with the monstrous creatures, but do I stick with the catapult or not? These can still be good against the Saurus warriors without a doubt. I'm just wondering if there's something I can do better with the limited time I have. I have rattling gunners and the halberds as really my main ways of dealing with their monstrous creatures. Which hopefully, in theory, should be enough if I control it properly. And then Jezzail's maybe tries to focus down a lord, maybe. But it comes down to the layout of the map, though. Yeah, cannons, the warp lightning throwers, or the warp lightning cannons are probably better, but they need direct line of sight. Pretty much, anyway. And I would need to cut something out to afford 2 of them. Where the heck am I going to get to deploy here? I don't know where the actual deployment zone is. Well, this might be convenient. Good thing I didn't take the warp lightning, because this would have sucked. Although I don't want these guys that far forward, but I don't really want to... I want to try to avoid corner camping, ideally, but the slope demands me deploying over here a bit. Unless I want to deploy back here, because I do have better range, but that encourages more corner camping. Which I don't think I want to do. And keep in mind, they raid up quickly, so let's stop talking for a moment and at least get the rats deployed. And Death Runners could be useful here. With the armor sundering, they could be good against a lot of things. There's just sadly no fragile use for them to kind of stab. There's not like easy archers, because normally those archers are chameleon skinks, for crying out loud. Yeah, hide foliage. I tried playing with that before. It's already on even. Oh, it's not. It's locked. Does that help it? Yay! I was toggling this earlier. I was literally in the trees when I was playing with it and it didn't do anything. Yay! I tried playing with that earlier. You can literally check the stream and know that I'm not crazy. And it didn't seem like it did anything. I just forgot to lock it, but even then, it still didn't do anything. I think I'll have the 2 spear Skaven slaves over here. And Storm Vermin, of course, just watch our flanks. Now, it's just a question of the rattling gunners, though. As ideally... Yeah, I figured that much. But even then, I didn't even see it toggling on and off when I was looking at dead, wilted trees. Which could be my problem there. Where do I put you? Well, I don't mind you being in the front to just slow down a charge, maybe, but... I don't know if I like this formation. It's always the problem when I'm trying to deploy in the corner a little bit. No, you're wrong squad. There we go. There. Well, they could always deploy here. I need to be mindful of that. Skink spam, is it? Yep. Wrong unit. Who is their lord, though? I don't see their lord yet. And let's actually get everything moving appropriately. Although I don't want you in this group. Oh, there's their lord, but I didn't see him. My dream is realized. We're gonna be fighting the dang woods. All is lost. All is lost. Nope, just shoot the Bastildon and run. So Krokgar, that's all I could tell you there. Alright, Storm Vermin are in position. Yay, it's a miracle. Now, I did not do my counter charges, which is a bit of a downside. I did not turn off your skirmisher mode, did I? I'm just wondering why you're not doing the thing, which is running away. I am going to get swarmed, but we have these guys to help with that. Big failing right now is I did not do my counter charges. Yeah, even with a full 20 stack, I'm getting rushed down hard. Although, beast magic too, so get you in there. You can watch these flanks decently enough. They're still shooting at the very least, but I don't know if that helps a whole lot. Oh, those are Jezzails. I thought those were Rattling Gunners. And I had a third one there, is it? Yeah, they got beaten as well, probably. And then... Come on, guys, get on that Bastildon. I told you to do that. Okay, they're just... Switch dance partners, ideally. Deathclaw sadly is not doing anything because their army's not really built for this. Unfortunately, I think I'm learning something here because the Lizardmen don't have a whole lot of like backline units outside maybe the Salamanders. That having Death Runners might be bad for his army because there's nothing that can really cripple or hunt down. Yeah, all my units are breaking here, alas. We're dealing with skinks, but... Skinks are the least of our problems. And even then, the Warp Lightning Throwers would not have been able to do anything to the Bastildons, alas. Just because of that slope, unless I corner camped, which I did not want to do. What are you talking about? Is this a video? I don't know where you get these wild accusations, but okay. Just random, mindless accusations. Either way, if I can get it to clear some space there, doesn't look like it's going to go very well, though. No. I don't think I could get it to Plague Claws. Let's see. They should be. Yeah, these Death Runners could do work against the Source Warriors if I'm lucky with their armor sundering. Well, feel free to report. Do whatever you like. You could at least wait more than 10 seconds or something, maybe. I don't know. Either way. And besides, rebroadcasts are a thing too, anyway, on Twitch, so I don't think it would not be uncommon. Either way. I like to think Death Runners could do well here, but I can't get my... Oh, are they all dead, all my Globadiers? I'm from Canada, otherwise, from what you're wondering. Yeah, they got rid of all the gunners. And as a result, I will not have much of a way. Well, actually, Storm Vermin are dealing with the Bastildon really well. Death Runners are dealing with the sources. There might be a chance I could salvage this. I just don't know the best way to salvage this. Yeah, the bard probably says otherwise, though, maybe. I don't have the armor piercing. I thought maybe there was something there. The Death Runners still had health. Either way. Let's see. What did I think? Well, I wasn't expecting all skink spam there. Either way. Yeah, I didn't spend the mana nearly at all there. Although one of my spells was basically the one that would root pterodons as well, so I wouldn't have gotten a whole lot of use there. And Warp Lightning, that would not have done a whole lot against monstrous creatures, would it? I only think the Warp Lightning, sadly, would have been effective against the Source Warriors and Temple Guard, maybe. At least most effective. I don't know if they would be cost efficient against the... I don't think it would have been cost efficient with the skinks, at least. I might play a little bit more with Skaven. We will see. But yeah, that was a bit of a weird experience with the Death Runner. Because again, they had no vulnerable archers that just sits in the back. But at the same time, they could be really useful against the sources. Yeah, there was a lot of things I didn't do there. Unfortunately, because I was not expecting for the life of me to be outnumbered by skinks there when I already had a full... Was my army even a full 20 stack? Pretty close. As it felt like I got outnumbered, which made getting overwhelmed a bit of a problem. And I would have liked the Warp Lightnings, they probably would have been better, but again, the map would not have benefited me the best. I don't know how I'm supposed to make a monster army. I don't have Twisted Twilight. I can't get the Brood Horrors. I can't get the Pack Hunters. It's a... Yeah, I think that would. I thought that would have been apparent. Yeesh. Either way. Let's see. So Chaos are all about the heavy armor. What kind of map layout do we have here? Again, just a matter of actually learning these maps the best. Do something funny. I hate to break it to you, but I'm stale as fuck. I am sorry to say, you'll need to go to another channel. This is not the channel for you. All I do is talk to myself like an idiot, I suppose. Either way. What is the thought process here? Yeah, Deadly Marauder spam. I do at least have clan rats and the Skaven slaves for the Marauders, so that should not be a problem in theory. Either way. It's just a question again. Gunner runners, the rattling gunners are really awkward to use unless they're large infantry or monstrous. Now, Death Runner, they're not very good at range weaponry, but armor sundering is still a bit of an X factor here. This might be an opportunity to actually play with a Doom Wheel. If it'll actually let me put in the friggin' Doom Wheel. Which it's not letting me do. I guess that might have something to do with the fact that we're counting down. Either way. Yeah, I just like with Wood Elves and Tomb Kings, I so rarely play against them. I don't know what to honestly expect besides the heavy armor. Well, I thank you for the support at least. Well, I already mentioned I was from Canada there, so that's where I'm from at least. But let's focus on the match for now. Again, it's still a question of even figuring out what the slope is. The map isn't actually the best at knowing elevation. Although I think Warp Lightning still would have been pretty useful here. Alright then. Hopefully you've been enjoying playing Warhammer, especially with the announcement for Warhammer 3 coming out pretty soon. It's only a week's time until we see what happens there. Be ready for that. Yeah, the only thing to keep in mind, from what I understand, strong infantry, good cavalry but weak, ranged I believe with chaos. I just gotta make sure they don't rush me down like they did with the dang Skaven, or not the Skaven but the Skinks. Hell cannons could be a bit of a problem, especially since I don't have Warp Lightning swords to kind of focus down the Hell Cannon, but even then, if that Hell Cannon is somewhere behind this ledge, I'm probably not going to hit it, maybe. Again, elevation is a bit tricky to know. Actually, maybe that's... Well, actually, that's what the Death Runners are for if we're worried. I can't deploy up here. I would imagine how hilarious it'd be just to accidentally deploy my Death Runners up here and they would be useless for the entire match. Although I think the reason that's even a thing is for flyers to come down. Yeah, getting rushed down is going to be my biggest problem. Marauders are definitely, what was mentioned, going to be concerned, but I like to think the Rattling Gunners could help in that regard. Yeah, I've basically been doing a lot of YouTube videos for years, for a long time, but alas, most of those videos and followings are with Battlefleet Gothic. And sadly, we still have to wait for news regarding that game. If there's news at a certain point. Hopefully there's news. I want to believe they're working on Armada 3, because the question does become, why wouldn't they? Oh, I only had 2 Skaven slaves. Do I need both of them over here or not? Because they're more likely to rush me down on the right.
Ready to hunt him. Clan chieftain.
We are on a clock, so let's get this all set up. Nope, wrong group.
Rattling a gun.
Gisales. For a moment, I thought I had 3 Rattling Gunners, and that was because of the last match. I thank you, though, for the kind words there, and I'm glad you enjoyed the Armada 2 videos. Hopefully we'll be able to get back to that again at some point. Although the bugs there are really intrusive, and I'm not liking it, or enjoying it. Now let's actually turn off the skirmish mode.
At once.
I have Jezzails over here. They could be good against the Marauders at least.
Rattling your gun. For the Valentine.
Now I could just move forward slowly. I'm in no rush. I just gotta make sure the catapults actually can get in range to force them to dance. Alright, rattling gunners.
Spears. Now we all obey.
Marauders aren't moving yet, but
Comply agreed. Advance retreat. Scampering. Moving.
just shoot them, slow them down, and then rush them with the slaves.
Yes, master. Carry.
Because these things should break relatively quickly. Now make sure these are attacking the right units. Which are... They have Chaos Knights, which is going to be tricky to hit.
Fight. Attack.
Okay, everything's going well here, but Rattling Gunners are having difficulty with their aiming. Marauders are still not moving, which I'm kind of fine with. And again, Rattling Gunners are being awkward. I don't know what exactly I can go against here to make the Death Runners worth their weight. But at least I could get closer. Marauders not doing anything, that's fine. And I gotta remember to make sure the facing is proper. Yeah, they almost accidentally got spotted by the Warhounds. Which, in all honesty, I was gonna say maybe that was a good trade, but probably not.
Yes, master lord. Murder, kill. Attack. Charge. Slash. Scotty, ready.
They have no flyers, sadly, so that's not useful here. Get spears and halberds on those trolls. Rattling Gunners are doing well, but we need to block their knights. And we got a perfect firing arc right now here if they... But... Yeah, rear charges, they are... It was only on a single Rattling squad. But I have no fodder now. This is gonna hurt if I don't manage this. I don't know how well that actually did though, but... They decide to try and break through the front door, which thankfully works out well. But I think this is a less skilled opponent though at the same time. Because this looks like an easy opportunity for him to just backdoor my Rattling Gunners, or Jezzails even. Sadly no flyers for me to rack right now, but... If I could tie up... If I could tie up those trolls, I could hit them with a Warp Lightning. In theory, I could hit them with a Warp Lightning now, but I want to wait until they actually engage something. But yeah. Oh, they got turned around in time, hopefully, but it still probably was painful. But now they're gonna get surrounded, which might not be worth it for them. Yeah, they're just not able to handle the control there, but to be fair, I've been doing a bad job controlling as well. I think it's fair trade there. But at the same time, it could be that Skaven are not for me. As I would like to try some kind of aggressive 20-man stack type army, ideally. As I said before, if I really want to focus more on range-centric type of play, I have High Elves and Empire for that. And maybe Dwarves if I play with them.
Council's command. Die.
Burning Skull. Thankfully it didn't do a whole lot, but who's the Lord? Archeon? Now, this is an awkward situation. Oh no, Archeon's just moving away. Okay. This is a terrible idea, but clan rats are expendable, right? And these Death Runners could be good against Archeon with armor sundering. Sadly, that did not slow him down at all. But they helped my Rattling Gunners out. Oh, don't worry, you're about to rule in a moment. I think Ikit's about to die. You'll get your chance to rule. But all that's left is Archeon, is it? Or not. I don't know how to feel about this. It definitely deflates my ego for thinking maybe I played properly, but in some form, but we kind of already knew that was not the case, as they had opportunities to backdoor my Rattling Gunners. Ikit Claw, you're not gonna rout or rally, are you? Come on, he's right there in front of you. Oh wait, did my chieftain die? You were supposed to lead. You were all eager to lead, and now you suddenly died on me. Oh well, just kill Archeon the only way we know how. So sheer, ridiculous firepower. And Death Runners. Oh, let's actually start micromanaging these guys and actually disembark them before they get wrecked. Since that could be something useful I could do sometimes if they're about to get charged. I don't know how helpful it is, though, with that said. Because they're still dying really fast, with that said. The last samurai dream indeed. And he's still alive, god dang it. Only because my Rattling Gunners are getting tied up. Can you Jezzails finish him off before... Yeah. This is just a case of my opponent just not miscontrolling their army. Come on, Jezzails. I know they're on skirmisher mode, which is why they couldn't kill Archeon. But we still have full health units. They scared off whatever was routing. Hopefully we can get some of these units back. My catapults are back. Maybe if I could somehow reach this, they can do some more damage. But it's not looking good, actually. I need to regroup everything, as they still have their skirmishers. And unless I have decent amount of range weaponry, which I actually do, with these Rattling Gunners, I could probably still kill them off. Just rally everything. Actually, you hide yourself. Stop getting shot at. You're important to me. And if the Rattling Gunners or Jezzails can rally, that could be a big deal too. Now we just gotta rally everything together. Although it doesn't look like I'm gonna get that chance. They're too damn slow for that job. You stop picking on my storm vermin, damn you. Come on, get to the clan rats. Get to the clan rats. They're completely routed. So those Rattling Gunners did their thing. Can I do a defensive? Can I get defensive position on these guys? Nope, they just countercharge in that case.
Quick, quick! Onwards! Ready, ready!
Did you say? Jazales and Lisa are safe, but we still need to hit Archeon.
Master of masters! Get to the lid! Ah, no.
And Rattly Gunners outside these hounds, which just route it, you are relatively safe. Nope. Archeon just routed, so firing on him was a good choice. And he shattered even bigger.
Rattling gun!
He'll live to fight another day, but I don't think I should feel good about that match. If they controlled that properly, I probably would have still got demolished. Well, I think I'm all done with the Skaven for now. As I'm slowly starting to come to the realization that maybe they're not for me. I'll have to try them out again once we unlock the Twisted into Twilight, maybe. As honestly, I want to be able to be aggressive with the Skaven. Having a massive 20 stack should be a lot of fun in theory. They just don't have any really mobile units to punish any of their own cavalry from hammering me. And I've had a lot of bad luck and bad success with my Doomflayers, sadly. And then otherwise, they don't really have a lot of mobility outside the Brood Horrors, I think, and the Wolf Rats, both of which I lack. And I don't even know how effective the Brood Horror even is. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go full monstrous though, but I would like an aggressive 20 stack. Just sadly, that's not an option at the moment. Alas. With that said though, yeah, Brood Horror, I know that the Brood Horrors are really good because they literally been nerfed. Probably the first patch after their release, I remember seeing that patch note somewhere about the Brood Horrors being toned down. So clearly they were effective at their jobs. Either way, they are definitely pretty quick too. They're faster than the Doomflayers and the Doomwheel at the very least. I'm pretty certain anyway. I don't know how the Wolf Rats are though, because none of the armies that I play with actually have that kind of unit available to them. Or at the very least, I don't have the DLC to kind of unlock them. Like the White Lions, what was it? Yeah, the Lions for the High Elves basically. Which are a little more beefier and more powerful type of monstrous cavalry, or monstrous harasser at least. I don't know what the proper term is. Yeah, generic dog unit. Ideally though, for the 20 stack, they're great for getting on the artillery, getting on the archers and range units, and just distracting them. Which is really all you need if you're just going to rush them down. Although, I think we outlasted the entire multiplayer community. We may not have an opponent now. Yeah, probably. I'm only judging their role based on the icons on them. Was it the wolves? Yeah, the Chaos Hounds, the Scurvy Dogs with their just fangs icon, compared to like the chariots and all that. It does throw me off sometimes, especially since some of the units have like the exact same icons. The spear units, for example, in comparison to the halberds. It can be tricky to tell them apart, never mind the great swords, or the great weapons for some of the factions. To try and easily tell which one's meant for what role. That's how I'm currently trying to judge which is which, to keep it simple. Well, we have a match at least. Let's get this going. Well, your name's offensive, so this kind of demands I win this match somehow. Although, let's see, Norska, they can get mammoths. Chameleon skinks are good there. They're going to have lots of units. They're going to be very aggressive, very damage dealery. I am tempted to bring in pterodons, because the one thing I failed to do last time was actually use the bombs of the pterodons, which could be useful here against their infantry. Chameleon skinks would be so nice against monstrous creatures though, as I don't think they have any flyers, and that means I could get away with a whole lot with these chameleons. But without a doubt, let's get some red-crested skinks in here. Although, is that really a good idea? They don't really have armor. Sniper dinos, yeah, with the artillery. That could be fun. Yeah, definitely want some artillery. I think the chameleon skinks can be pretty good against them too, to an extent. I just gotta make sure the chameleons stay on them though. And they don't really have ground infantry or ground range infantry. It's going to be almost all skirmishers. And if the skink cohort can somehow keep them away, then that might be worth their weight. But yeah, I am wondering if maybe it was a mistake to take out that one chameleon. Or having, where is it? The solar engine would be kind of nice. It is a bit pricey though. I am wondering if I want to switch these to the pterodons. What is it? These guys have armor sundering, is it? Because I can't select them, I don't know. Otherwise, we are almost ready. I don't know why I even have these here, but they can be useful for hurting the wizard some. And I can upgrade these to the cohorts. That's a worthwhile trade. Or the sub-poison to help complement might be decent. Might be. I just don't know if the red-crested skinks are a good choice here or not, as they don't really have armor. That's the one thing I'm kind of second-guessing here. Yeah, I figure as much. It realistically would have been better just to get another Saurus Warrior squad and then fill out the rest with skinks. Just regular skinks to hopefully just chase off any of their skirmish cav. I definitely need to flesh that out more, damn it. And that will come in time. Now, cohort. Again, the plans just have them on the side. If possible, just run down and annoy any horsemen that might be roaming around. Ideally. I don't play the campaign too terribly much. I played a little bit for the YouTube series, but that was pretty much it. And I played a tiny bit just to fool around with ideas. Only time I'm really playing with Total War at this point is just to play test certain situations. Just like as an example, I had Crockguard just play around against a 20 stack of Skaven slaves just to get a feel for how he maneuvered. Since I had a little bit of issue with how sluggish he was the last time or in my last stream. And then other than that, I played around with the Pterodons to try and learn how effective their bombs were. Just bombing Grail Knights and then just bombing a bunch of Skaven slaves for the fun of it. And all that usual stuff. I am wondering if I'll go back to his actual campaign though, besides Tenhinuin, which I played a little bit of. Just so I can understand what he had to offer. I selected something wrong here. Yeah, I did. Alright, let's see how this goes. Actually, I don't need Krokgar here. He's primarily to watch the flanks and look for windows. They do have a mammoth. I don't even need to run. Just walk, harass, and do what damage you can to that one mammoth. Well, they have double mammoths even. Oh. What happened to my movement there? I had them all moving fine, and that screwed up. So they have a lot of range units, or harassers in the woods. Yeah, the Krokgar hand. It probably pays off to do that early. Because it's really problematic to use in combat. Although I don't know if that was enough damage to justify or not. I may have even missed, if I'm honest. Yeah, where? I have one skink there. They made it out. Yeah, I don't know what... Oh, these are actually ground infantry. My horned ones should be able to murder them really well. Hopefully. Oh, I did not want to buff that there. I thought I canceled it. Although this is going to be awkward. I need the chameleon skinks to help in this fight as much as possible. Now. Okay, they're good there. Chameleon skinks, I hope you're firing, because you're really important for this. Okay, the boat only hit one sword squad, but still it's a lot of damage. I don't even need to cast a spell, just run them down. Although I know what to do here. I say that and I don't even have the means to. I want that ion... Okay, ion cannon is firing. Perfect. Really? I had infantry and everything there and Krokgar's getting murdered. Well, I guess it was 2 mammoths, but I did have 2 source warriors there after all. Maybe they did more damage than I realized. Krokgar's still alive at least, but that is not boding well for the rest of this match. I knew the source warriors weren't going to contribute much, but at the same time... I thought maybe they could do something there, because now Krokgar's just going to die these guys. What is the speed on this thing? 43, so I can outrun it. Actually, if you can kill the Lord off, that'll help a bit. Yeah, cold blood will help keep you in line a bit. And I don't think Terror is going to do enough there, sadly. I gotta be mindful of spellcasters, though. Oh, they rampage. I'm just out of range. Although, if this Stegodon survives, that could still be pretty good. And Krokgar, so long as you live, that's all I care about right now. Although, how in the hell are they getting so much morale all of a sudden? I tried to get that with Queek earlier, and he just ran out of the map, basically. Just buffed him up. Maybe a waste of a spell, I will admit. But it'll help. Oh, yeah, it probably is a waste of a spell because it gives him melee defense, not armor, is it? Yeah, that was a mistake. I was thinking it would help him deflect the missiles a bit better. Okay, they teared. There goes Krokgar. Dang horseman. I still have a Stegodon, but unless I can't do something, unless there's something I can do about the Lord, doesn't do me a lot of good, especially me running out of armor right now, or ammo. I do have the javelins, though, which could be useful. I'm pretty certain I forgot about them. Oh, they have no ammo. So if they can do something here, that'd be pretty good. Ion Cannon's probably not useful here, but and apparently they berserk somehow. I don't know how that happened, but they did. Yeah, everything's just routing now, alas. And sadly, they cannot get at the mammoth, which I really do need them to hit the mammoth, ideally. Although, I don't think it's going to be enough, alas. I can only hope I can maybe break some of these guys enough. Which is rapidly not becoming the case. Alright, time to go out in style, even though I know the Ion Cannon is probably going to be crap. Against the... It did some damage to whatever is underneath there, the skin wolves, but not much. Yeah, letting Krokgar take all that damage was the big thing that hurt me. I was just of the assumption that the Source Warriors were at least going to be decent at tying up his mammoths, but I guess not. Maybe that one ship that they sent through my warriors did more damage than I realize. Ah well. Not the best kind of day, alas, for progress, I feel. Especially if I'm just playing with a bad army with the Skaven. Ah well. Thank you, Millinard, or Millionaire. I apologize if I mispronounced it, for hopping onto the stream. And from what I understand, my next Blood Bowl match is going to be tomorrow, and hopefully that should be a good time. At the very least. It's going to be against Wood Elves, so hopefully it'll be good. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I will see you next time.